wanted to do an update, so I thought I would come here and see if we could give everybody a little bit of an update. I know these people do what they want, so I'm blessed that I'm back home with the animals. And it's a little loud. We're in the 90s out here, so I'll get the fan going. We'll see if we can get you can hear me over the fan. So, all right, thank you, Father. I don't agree, but I normally don't get what I like, what I want. So I'll go ahead and make a documentation of today's events that took place in court. It's taking me a minute to just kind of stew on what transpired, because it was another right of due process constitutional violation and a continuous violation of my right to fair and speedy trial. So 404 days. That's a long pull, and so I'll let a few people come in here. We'll see if we can get some of our regulars in here, give an update, and let you know what's going on. So I'm here. I'm not in jail. They didn't put me in jail, although I'm always riding on that verge of the judge don't like me no way, so he's a criminal, and he'll have to, Father will pour out a just measure on this man, no matter if he gets away with it for the rest of his life. He won't get away with it forever. So there's always judgments that we all have to face, so I'm thankful for that. Thank you for judgments. That's for everybody. Nobody's going to escape that. We all have that in common. So unless you're like a dog or something, because dogs don't have souls, and they don't go to heaven, and they don't need judged, nor animals. They don't have souls, so they don't need to face judgments, right? So Father's in control. Back with the animals. I'm thankful for that. What's going on? I made it out of court. So court. I didn't sit down. I don't sit down. But yeah, it was quite the circus show, because the attorney, Paul Palmer, he forgot to show up, and he also forgot to quit. Oh my goodness. He forgot to call, and he forgot to quit. Clear violation of my right of due process, and my violation, of inadequate counsel, my Fifth Amendment right. And right, I said all these things in court, so you know what I'm saying? Forgets, it's like 15 minutes, the lady's calling, and he won't get on the phone, and she's freaking out with it. She's like, what do I do? What do I do? Right? So it was quite the circus show, Imagine the attorney not showing up. Your attorney's, and it was just me. I was the only one on the docket. Nobody else was in the courtroom. It was just me and Kevin. So they really fucked that up pretty bad. So apologies, that slip out. So I only got it out of the way. I guess I'll try to hold it back. But the attorney didn't show up, and then once they finally, after 15 minutes of calling over and over and over and over and over and over, he got on the phone and he said, oh, I forgot to quit. I quit. Attorney-client privilege breakdown. That's it. And then, so the hearing's in 9 days, and so they're going to go ahead and have a hearing when there's no attorney. Also, in 2 days, I can't go there because I record. They say I have to drive down there because I record them. So this time, the district attorney, yeah, seriously, this is what happened today. And Kevin was with me like 15 minutes in. There's nobody else on the docket. And they're sitting in there, and this lady keeps calling and getting on the line. You're the only person on the line. You're the only person on the line. You know this. And she's starting to freak out, like, oh shit. She looks over at the the chief of finance, the Paul, he looks like the bear. like the Maritime Jamboree at the Disney. He's an animatronic, is what I'm saying, like a token. He's just getting played right now. So, but anyways, I think he weighs about 400 plus pounds. So, but he's a pretty large guy. So, but anyways, she's looking at him like in the courtroom. So, after finally getting him online, she says, "Oh, well, yeah, no, I apologize. I forgot to quit. I quit a while back. Like, I forgot to quit a while back, which means he hasn't been giving me any counsel. No counsel. Yep, 4K, you idiot. Go back to your future. Know your little techie tech. Enjoy your little your bubble camp. Like your millimeter wave, your Nimrod towers, Nimrod microwave towers, Nimrod 5G whiz towers, Nimrod. Just call them Nimrod towers. That's what they are. Nimrod was in a tower, so that's what those. You live in a city, live around all those Nimrod towers. What do you think they are? They're just spewing all that stuff everywhere, out all over. It's like a soup everywhere. You guys are just getting covered in it, and you love it living in the city. You're like, oh, I'm just basking in it. And you're like, that dude's crazy because he says when he goes into the city, he feels like he's in a Siemens stew. I mean, a electronic stew. See what I'm saying? These people are on the 5G whiz. They're microwaved. That's what happens to their inner self. It's crazy. Well, we got to know what it is, though. EMS. No, seriously, you got to know what it is. Let's not go in that conversation right now. It's not internet. 100% it's not internet. I'll tell you that. It was patented by the U.S. Navy, and I'm going to leave it at that. Go look at it. You can look at it all for yourself. Been around a long time. Doesn't have nothing to do with the web, the World Wide Net. Ooh, imagine that. So, anyway, so he gets on the line. Finally, he gets on the line. It's 60 millimeter wave, 60 gigahertz. It's an oxygen absorption wave is what it is. That's what it's. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Remember I told you they stretched Christ back on a tree. Staked him. It was a torture machine. That's what they did. Nobody was put on crosses. They were hung from a tree, and it was a torture machine. They were masters. They would stalk you. First, they would stake you to a stock or a yoke. Remember, we've talked about this in here. So people are idiots. They think Christ was hung on a cross, but they're idiots. So, but anyways, moving on. They finally get this guy on the line, and he quits, and he said, man, I quit a while ago. So now we've made it through this day, and he says, the district attorney says, well, he has to officially quit in court. He has to remove himself. They have to have a hearing. It's stupid the way this court works. With the last attorney, did the same thing. He said the same exact thing. Didn't do anything and said the same exact thing. Done. So, anyways, criminal Vandenberg is in there, and yeah. So I'm explaining. I went to court, and the attorney didn't show up. He forgot to even call in because he had fucked me off so long ago. I apologize again that he'd forgotten that he's even my attorney, I guess. And they called him over and over, and he didn't answer. And Kevin and I are going, and it's only me in the court. There was nobody else on this. Is the only case they had to get right. There's the only one on the docket, that they had. There was nobody else in there. Cops, the whole thing, the whole spread of the people, whatever. They bring in multiple cops and do their. Oh, Dan Spencer, my son's attorney, is there. Elijah's attorney's there. What the fuck is he doing showing up at mine? Because I get all the counsel and yet he don't. He's a savage. That dude is an absolute. Kevin's got to witness this. So we're sitting there in the courtroom and they're trying to get, Paul Palmer on the line. He's not answering. And they've been calling for almost, 10 minutes. And that lady got, the panic on her face. She finally got and made I think she figured out another way because she got on another phone. She got another phone and then she called and then called back again. And then bam, then she got him on the line. So they were hitting the panic button. This is the only case. The attorney doesn't shows up. So he gets on the line and he just basically said, oh man, I apologize. I forgot. I quit. Actually, I quit a while ago. I forgot to tell you that I quit a while ago. And the judge goes, he don't know what to say. He said, well, that's always going to have something to do with it, Mouse. That atmospheric river Honga Tonga, if you'll pay attention, I said 146 gigarams. And yeah, February 15th, 2022. Boom! Remember? Apologize, but that's what happened. 146 gigarams. Now it's just finally ringing out. So it's a few years later. These atmospheric rivers that are ringing out. We're just getting the beginning to see what I told you guys this already. Try to give you guys fair warning of how this is going to work. You can't stop. You can't keep forgetting about what happened. You forget things and then you're like, oh, well, pastor's a nutcase. You know, he talks about some of the, no, I know you don't say that. But anyway, some people probably, actually the likes have been proven that not that many people think I'm that damn crazy. But I mean, we were in here for a while. But 525. Well, no, I don't pick dates. Dates aren't anything. There's nothing to do with dates. Stop picking dates, because if you pick a date and you get it wrong, you look like an idiot. You could get 99 of them right and then one of them wrong and people won't listen to you anymore. You know, or right, you know, it's like you tell 99 truths and a lie, that's still a lie. 99 lies and truth, that's still a lie. Well, if you do 99 good things and then you kill somebody, nobody's going to care about all the good things you did. Correct? Okay, moving on. So, yes, it's still Honga Tonga. It's still 146 gigarams. That's 14% of moisture that went up into our upper mesosphere. Atmosphere is a layer, one of the layers, and it froze. It's a very cold, dry layer, and now it's covered in 146 gigarams. That's 14% of moisture that was never there. If you know how to do math, that's a pretty big calculation there. And I told you, if you don't math with me, it don't add up. So you keep forgetting about it, but it's still there. Like gravity, what comes up? Like 3 steel buildings must come down with Tesla tech. Donald stolen Trump tech. And yeah, CIA headquarters, 3 steel buildings. That don't math. Hold on, wait a minute. I said it's got a math. That don't math. Oh, okay, anyway, at free fall speed, remember? All right. In their own footprint. Remember big feet? All right, let's not do that right now. Some people tell me I'm bipolar. I'm not polar. I have Arctic training. Extreme Arctic. I spent time on the Boleo Range in Alaska. You know anything about being cold? How about staying outside for 3 weeks and never going inside and never getting any warmer than like negative 40 degrees? Try peeing outside in that, huh? You throw a cup of coffee in there and it doesn't even it doesn't go into the ground. It just goes away. It's like, girl, don't go away, man. Just go away. So, anyways, let's continue this discussion about these. You forgot about those 146 gigarams, didn't you already? See? So easy to forget. What goes up must come down. So that's what we're starting to see. We're just seeing the tip of the spear, if you will. Kind of like Mr. Donald reaching through the cover of the box and grabbing the spear. Go look at his family crest. Might make more sense to you. What are you whining for? You want to go back outside? You want to go outside? All right, we got the fan going. So I'm going to talk over the fan. Yeah, you have to do math. That's do the math. You got to know that's weight. That's a measurement of weight, measurement and a weight. So volume, mass, geometry. Get your calculator out. If you know how to do calculus, you're going to have to know how to do some pretty advanced math to be able to calculate 146 gigarams in our upper atmosphere, 14%. So that's now ringing out because that was on February 15th of 2022. They deemed Honga Tonga a submarine under, water volcano dormant. Like killed it off on February 12th of 2022. And boom, 3 days later it rose out of the ocean like Jonah out of the belly of the whale, darkness. You got it last time, should have known it was coming, right? So it shot all that moisture of the ocean to our upper atmosphere. You could literally see it past the satellites. Go check it out. Honga Tonga eruption back in 2022. So people forget about things. They're so yesterday, like, 30 seconds ago. Swipe on to the next episode. Oh, wait, they're not episodes now. a little old school. I don't know what you call it, but a year or so, 30 seconds ago, how about that? People will just forget. They're like, can't concentrate like orange juice, you know? Well, how about O.J. Simpson? Oh, never mind. The guy with the glove or the guy throwing his shit back? Maybe this guy went down the road just at, what was that, 30 miles an hour? Anybody that old? Anybody? Anybody one? Anybody? We got 25, I got 25, I got 25, I'm going to have. I'm talking about those radio antennas in Alaska. I'm trying to control it. Clinton, come on, that's old stuff. You're talking to somebody, I already told you I was in Alaska. That's called HARP, High Aerial Royal Research Facility. Spent time in Alaska doing Arctic training for the military. They got me ready for all kinds of things. But anyways, I don't want to talk about it, so we'll leave that alone. But anyways, you'll find me. I was there in Alaska, and I've been there to the University of Alaska Fairbanks where all that's done, and that's where all that is at. So there's many of those antennas. Those are ionospheres. That's ionos. I was talking about the mesosphere. But thank you. Somebody who actually knows a different layer of our atmosphere. Most people don't have any idea what the layers of our atmosphere, and it's okay. It's all right. I know that. Most people don't have the time. I'm working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Oh, man. Hey, you know why Dolly Parton's waist is so small? And her breasts are so large? Anyone? Bueller? We're just... Somebody was talking about circles, so it made me think of Dolly Parton. I apologize. Cosmo? Can you tell me what cosmos means? Cosmo Dave, can you tell me can you define the word cosmo? Let's see if anybody can concentrate. It just said Dolly Parton's upper body. Why is her breast so big and her waist so small? Because somebody was talking about circles. It means eligible bachelor. I say cosmos. What's cosmos mean? All right, anybody going to answer the first question? You guys are slow tonight. Come on, man. I just got out of court. They just warped my brain, and I'm still keeping up, not like warp speed. Warp actually is the word forward. So anybody want to twist on those circles there and give me an answer? Bueller? Why is Dolly Parton's upper body breast so large? Somebody was talking about circles, and her waist so small. Anybody like to answer the question? I threw out another one. We'll see if they can answer the first one. I won't go to the second one. See if anybody keep track, like hopping over hurdles or something with you guys tonight. That's okay. I asked Cosmos what the word cosmos was. What does cosmos mean? Asked him for the definition of cosmos. He said eligible bachelor. She's blessed, says saltwater cowboy. All right, hee-haw. Hey, you want to know where the hoes are at? Ask Santa. So, hey, hee-haw, ho. Hey, ho. All right. Are you just helping the sheep over the fence? I've got to upload the video of Henry, man. Normally farmers, they have a problem with, their dogs chasing sheep. Well, Henry out here, he wanted the sheep. We've had goat, whatever. He chases the dogs around. Literally. I mean, I'm going to upload the video. I live kind of reverse effect, so. Hey, it's crazy out here at Silver Rock Ranch. You never know. So, all right. Anybody got one more guess at why Dolly Parton's breasts are so large and her waist is so small? One more good guess. Somebody. Anybody even guess the Dolly Parton? Oh, I apologize. Drink more water there. More water. Drink lots of water. Stay hydrated. Get some sun on the top of your head if you can. Get out and get some sunshine. Careful. They're not much really breathing fresh air because everything's chemtrailed now. Oh. Anyways. No more guesses? You guys are no fun. I'll just move on if you guys don't have a guess. Cosmos? Do you know what cosmos means? You guys are a slow chat today. Yeah, no, seriously, Clinton, I'm not kidding. Henry would chase the dogs. He loved playing tag with those dogs, man. I'll figure it out. Somewhere I'll have that video uploaded. Maybe I have it on my phone. Hold on. We might be able to... Oh, what's under there? All right, hold on. out there. Hold. Might work. There we go. Should get these phones out of here. It's worth it. If not, it's okay. We'll move on. Cosmos never asked what Cosmos was. Nobody ever answered about Dolly Parton's waistline. Yes, man. And I'm the crazy guy, huh? All right, whatever, man. Whatever, man. So, listen. You've been in the set. Okay, cool. Dolly wore metal awning corset. She was oh no, that's not the answer. It's because nothing grows in the shade. Kiki, you gotta ruin it for everybody in here. Thanks for coming in. Get it? Nothing grows in the shade. All right. Cosmos, you know what Cosmos means? I don't have many, guys. I'll just throw it out there because somebody said something about circles. And no, it's all right. Good stuff. Yeah, no, it's just getting started, guys. I mean, if you go follow David at Adapt 2030 and you look at all these atmospheric, dumping, what do we have? They said there's like a 27-foot wall, like that came down. It's Hurricane Helene. They just keep doing it again and again and again and again. And this is called a weather weapon. There's treaties over this. Remember, I have a chemtrailer tattooed on my body, and I got a list tell me people I'm straight. And now the cat's out of the bag. Remember, now it's a thing. Nobody, you can't look up and see the waffle fries in the skies. Candy cane stripe. It's insane now how much it's well, I made it out there. It was quite the we'll finish talking about what happened. So the attorney didn't show up. He forgot to show up. I was the only one on the docket, and they couldn't even pull off a pretrial, which is an inadequate counsel once again. I'm sitting there, and the attorney, they can't even get a hold of the attorney. They're freaking out. Like, after about 15 minutes of calling him, he finally got on the line. So then he said, oh yeah, hey, I forgot to quit. I quit a while back. I just forgot to call you guys. I forgot to call you guys. I quit a while back. So I forgot to call, and now I forgot to quit a while back. Are you hearing this, guys? After 404 days, and my son could be dead. Okay? So I tell the judge, I said, well, this is a clear violation of my 6th Amendment, my violation. You didn't Mirandize me. This is a right of due process. My 8th Amendment, you violated my 6th fair and speedy trial, my 12th and my 14th Amendment, cruel and unusual punishment. I motion to remove and dismiss all charges immediately. And he starts talking about something else, and I can't remember exactly what he said. And then I tried to sidetrack him. I said, look, what's going on with my motion? He said, motion denied, as he always does. Every time. And every time I've been in there, I've told that judge since day one to drop the charges because it's all bogus. And I have the evidence to beat the case. And even doesn't matter if I didn't, they still assaulted me by hitting me in the face with a grenade, which is a criminal act. And that is a lawsuit. So I told them today, and I'd never said that in open court. And, I'm glad Kevin was there because I'm always think they're going to place me in contempt of court, which doesn't let me come home to my dogs, doesn't let me allow me to find my missing son. So my son's attorney is there, and so is this investigator that you can go look on the live stream, John Mogul, who I could have shot dead legally. He just kept coming at me, and I didn't know what was in his hands, and I wasn't even armed. But this guy is such a smirk. He looks like the guy from Goonies. He does. He looks like, you know, Baby Ruth. He does. Yes, he does. You got to see him. Just look him up. John Mogul, Dan Spencer's investigator. And it ain't about looks, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. And now he forgot to come into court to call to quit. And then he said, man, I forgot to quit a while back. So that means he hasn't been giving me any counsel. And I've been telling you guys that and making record of this already. I made record of everything, remember? Even the SWAT raid is live stream. So I've made nothing but discover. I told them that today. I said, you can't take me to trial. You can't win. You can't win. It would take you 2 years to investigate this case and probably 2 months of at least of trial. And then I don't remember something else. And then he said something else, guys. And I knew I was getting on their nerves because I didn't go in there again this time to be confrontational. I never am. I'm just assert my rights. So, I told him, you're violating my rights. And then I walked out of there. And then fucking Elijah's attorney is sitting there, Dan Spencer, looking at him. And he just smirking, smiling. I said, don't smile at me. My son is missing. It could be dead. And I didn't even say it that loud, okay? Because I said it at a level in the courtroom. And I asked Kevin, did I say that too loud? And he said, no, that was a good tone. And I said, my son could be dead. I looked at my son is missing. It could be dead. I said, as soon as I walk out, that's the first guy, I go through those stupid freaking, merchant doors there. I'm not a merchant. And I didn't sit down, by the way. I don't sit down. I've only sat down once in this. Well, when I was in cuffs, all right, or belly chain, then I, of course, had to sit down in the chair. But since I've come in my civilian clothes, I don't sit down. I only sat down once. And it's because that clerk Vandenberg up there says to me, the guy in the black robe, fronting as a judge, says to me, would you like to take a seat, Mr. Werner? And so I went ahead and sit down because he asked me. Otherwise, I don't sit down, and I walk out of there every time. They don't dismiss shit. I'll walk out, when I'm done. And this time he even knew it, asked me if I was done, and I walked out. Are you done? And I just walked out. So that's how it. I'm glad I brought Kevin. I didn't get thrown in jail. It wasn't content, but nothing happened. So now watch. So now in 2 days, they're going to have a hearing to remove him, but the judge said, we're going to go ahead with the trial in 6 days from there without an attorney. Are you hearing this, guys? Listen to me. This is not fake. This is happening to me. They're going to go ahead and have a trial where the judge has said in 2 days. Now watch. He said, now the district attorney, the chief of finance, Paul, the other Paul, said, it's okay if he calls in. And he said he can't call in because he records the conversations. He said, he said, are you going to record the conversations? I said, no. And then so he goes on, right? He goes on again, and they go on again, and he asked me, he said, so are you going to record the phone conversation? I said, no. Whatever. He asked me, so do you promise? So do you promise? He records the conversation, so he's got to drive 2 hours back here to have Paul Palmer quit, because they already made me show up there today for the pretrial conference when nothing has been done in 404 days. 404 days, nothing's been done. They've never even opened the case file. 404 days today to the pretrial, where they have a trial in 9 days from today. The attorney forgets to show up. It takes him 15 minutes to get him on the line. He gets on the line and says, oh man, I apologize. I forgot to quit a while back. Yeah. I got swatted, not twice, but I was swatted a year, 404 days ago. I was swatted by the state of Oregon and Lake County Sheriff. All these guys going to go to prison if they don't drop. I told them today I'm going to file a lawsuit. So it's because, see, I can't get an attorney to look at the case right now because I have counsel and he won't quit. See, he in open court said, hey, I forgot to quit. And I've been making discovery. Remember, under right of discovery and suppression of evidence, I'm a prior pig. I know how to do this. I did it for, a living. I did, whatever. I'm not proud of what I did. It is just, I'm not proud of anything. It is what I did. So, I make discovery. In trial, you cannot suppress evidence under the right of discovery and suppression. So I'm making that evidence. That's what I do by filming the SWAT raid, which I, again, don't think that I asked Kevin that today. I said, Kevin, do you think Judge Vandenberg has even ever looked at the video of the SWAT raid? He goes, nah, they just do whatever, man. They just kick it through. I said, yep. I said, do you think Paul, the district attorney, has ever looked at the SWAT raid? He goes, nah. So, and I even asked Paul Palmer, the attorney, I said, hey, do you think this Ted Martin has ever looked at this case and opened it up. He said, nope. So, yes, it's here on the internet. It's on this channel, and it's on the playlist. I have 2 isolated videos. My last arrest for flipping the cops off, and they came over to me and gave me some fake. Look, guys, this attorney supposedly already went to court every month for 9 months straight, on time, doing everything I was supposed to do, trying to get this shit taken care of, right? The cops drive by. I flip the cops off, because I always flip the cops off. Okay, but anyways, I can flip the cops off. I have a First Amendment right. Go quit being a bootlegger. So, but anyways, so I remember even Paul Plummer asked me that. He said, so when you flip the cops off, or you tell the cops they're pigs or tyrants every time you see them? I said, yeah. Every time? I said, yeah. He said, oh, okay. You know, and so, but anyways, so the cops drove by. It was Taco Tuesday. I should have just kept my finger to myself and could have done it when I got out, but then life is timing. But they drove by, so I flipped them off, and they came over and said, you're under arrest. I'm like, for what? They said, because you missed the failure to appear. At first, they just tried to arrest me. I'm like, don't get your hands off me. You got to tell me what you want. Show up. Go get your supervisor. You can't tell me. You got to show me what the warrant's for before you try to cost my body. And you can see that I did it. It was all, he's all upset that he filmed this guy. It's okay. He filmed it. They have body cams. It's all right. Everything will work out. So, but that's the last arrest. And then said I failed to appear because they appointed this counsel, Paul Palmer. And yet to this day, never did anything. So I spent $4,000 bailed myself out of jail. I've never done that before. That was the first. You ever bail yourself out of jail? So, but anyways, after, like I said, being SWAT raided, then fucking calling out the cops because Josh Bezel has been, how long has it been? Like almost like a year. And I call him out and say, dude, you're not doing your job. You're a dad. I'm just a dad. Remember, I'm just standing up for my son, If he didn't do this shit, come on. Quit being a fucking tyrant pig. You're out there actually, you've had a whole year to investigate this shit, and I've actually got dirt on you, Josh. You're harassing people. You're going harassing people, going on people's property and going in their houses without asking. So he turns around and files retaliatory charges against me. It'll all come out in the wash, watch. And then files menacing the police, which is like 5 years in prison, and harassing the police to add with my other police charges. Interfering with the police, go fuck yourself. Did you get hit in the face with a grenade? Don't tell me how to run this channel. Did you hear what I just said? Go fuck yourself, okay? I didn't find out where my son is today. I told the attorney for him, stop smiling at me. My son is missing and could be dead. I got a dead son and a dead daughter, and I'm a veteran, and I serve this country. Go fuck yourself. This country, there's no innocent till proven guilty. Fuck you. There ain't no constitution. If it was, I wouldn't be the way I was. They didn't bring 30 men with guns try to kill me. Don't tell me, please. Don't ask anything. You ain't getting shit from Shinola in here, okay? I'm not happy. The fucking attorney didn't show up. It's been 404 days since I got hit in the face with a grenade. They grenaded my son and my daughter, both of them. My son and my daughter got grenaded. As well, but they didn't get hit in the face, but I did. And they shot my son. So you don't know shit. And now I go today, 404 days later, and the attorney doesn't even show up. He's the only thing on the fucking docket. That's it. That's all they got to do. And the guy forgets to show up. And then he gets on the phone and goes, oh, I forget to tell you, I quit a long time ago. I apologize. I forgot I quit. So don't come in here and try to tell me you have a missing daughter that could have been raped. This guy was all smug. Smiling at me. This is my son's fucking counsel. The man who's supposed to be representing me and the investigator there that came on my property that I could have killed dead. In this whole case, probably might have gotten some fucking attention. Yeah, September he's been missing since. That's what from the state troopers' mouths. And then they say they have him on camera and they didn't go get him later. Bullshit. They would have went and got him. And then I tell him, okay, I found my daughter and my son because this is the guy I think who maybe raped my daughter and killed my son because this guy said he ain't never seen him. And now my daughter's car there. And he said that he never talked to him. And then he took and sold my son his little yellow truck back and where he missed his trial to go on the run from the fucking police in a little yellow pickup. Yeah, fucking right. None of this shit adds up. Like today, the attorney don't even show up, guys. The attorney doesn't even fucking show up. They have to call him on the phone. Hey, you got a trial today, motherfucker. Pre-trial. Oh, shit, I fucking apologize. I quit a long time ago. Not only did he quit a long time ago. He said, I apologize, I quit a while back, which means inadequate counsel. And I told the judge, automatic dismissal. So it is what it is. If you know the case, go back and, well, you can. You call, put in, I would have to put in death, what would be called a FOIA request, but my attorney can get all that. You know, like when I called the cops and said, hey, my son's here, I think this guy's raped my daughter, something's going on. I can't tell you why, you know, he's just not being straight with me. He hurt my dog. We know this guy, my son, but he's taken 40 pounds of silver from me when he was supposed to not do that. He was only supposed to take the precious metals to bail my son out because he said he was going to do it the first day, but he didn't. I was tired of seeing, I already knew my son had been shot. I didn't know he was fucking grenaded. Guys, I have not been the same since I found out that they grenaded my daughter. My daughter. My son is a tough dude, but he's not. He's meek. He's not like that. He didn't resist. He got shot with his fucking hands in the air. Somebody come in here and tell me to stop cursing. Shot with his hands in the air. I got hit for only asking if my son was okay. They came to kill me. And anybody ever looked at this case, and if it ever got out, appreciate you guys support me. They're gonna go to prison. These people can't keep doing this. These are thugs. That is a rogue gang called the Oregon State Police who came out here with bad, ill intentions and bragged about it. They're stupid enough to go little tiny town where birds talk and take up all the fucking lodge to have steak dinners and, you know, and with all the Bearcats, MRAPs, I don't know what models they had, all the armored vehicles, and the town freaked the fuck out. Thought it was the apocalypse out here. And it was for this constitutionalist that's standing up for his son. You know? No. I mean, that could be, but no. Because I could almost tell you, Fly, that I don't think those mines are legal mines. Do me a favor, guys. Go to Mount Creek in Wolf Creek, Oregon. There's one property. Go to Google Earth. Look at this property. Look at this shit. This is insane. These are all grow operations where they grow, you know, medical, and some of these obviously are much larger than what anything can be allowed, but they do this in Oregon. This whole strip on Mount Creek in Wolf Creek, Oregon. Look that up, and then look. There's one property, just one, out of that whole road, because that strip goes off the I-5 from Wolf Creek back onto the I-5 corridor. Well, don't worry about it. If you don't know how to type Wolf Creek in, so Hooked on Phonics worked for me. So, but anyway, so moving on. If you look that up, again, this is an Oregon I-5 corridor, Wolf Creek, Oregon, Mount Creek. Look at that strip. There's one property where you see there's a big trail that comes off, only just the one property that goes all the way up and up and over all the way to the other highway. And if you look, because I started, you know, pulling back at it, that stuff's all being mined up there. Somebody's strip mining that up there in the woods, you know. And this is where the guy said he could take my son. So he could easily have taken their, yes, Flybox, but not my family. There's nobody family here. So anyways, look at this property, man. Why is that the only property that has that? That's a major player in that whole game there, if you look what I'm talking about. It's like a front, if you ask me. It's like a front for what's going on up above in the hills. They're not growing pot in the hills. They're growing that down on the flat down there, you know, on the edge of the hill, and all that mine is going on because I can see it, you know, all stripped, you know, the way the land's all roughed up. And even these are probably a little bit older pictures. I don't have the tech on my, because I don't have a laptop or anything. You can get into some really current pictures, you know. But this is a major fucking feat to put this all the way over this mountaintop, guys. I mean, that took a grip load of money. I mean, I've known people who I've choke set before. I'm in Oregon, so I've been a choke setter. If you know what a choke setter, that means I pulled logs off the side of a mountain, you know, with the really extremely dangerous job. But anyways, that's a big job. And it would have took, and I don't know who and how on that property, but how this all relates. And so how somehow I think it's feds. I think the feds are running this. And that's why I think Marshall's involved with this and the feds, and somehow he doesn't have good intentions, you know, or whatever, because everything he's been is said as a lie. If he said he never talked to my son and daughter, you know, since they got out of jail, why would my daughter's car turn up at his house? And then I go back now months later because the fucking police won't do anything. I count 2 more felonies, you know, lose my Second Amendment right for calling out the cops, you know, for not looking for my son. I go find him fucking myself, and now everything's gone. I go back there. This is a major operation, and it's all like a fucking ghost town now. So I have no leads now. So that means, now check this out, guys. This ain't around me. This isn't around me. So, this is in Wolf Creek, Oregon. You can look up Wolf, WLF, like, woo, Bark to the Moon, Ozzy Osbourne. All right, anyways, you know, that takes a major operation to take, and it goes all the way over to that other highway. That's crazy. That took a lot of money to log that out of there. And there's like some split offs in there. So I think what it is, it's a bunch of illegal mining. It's a bunch of illegal gold mines. You know, I always stumble into shit like this and then I get in trouble, you know, whatever. This is, remember my son sit over here with this yellow pancake out in the desert. Dad, don't go over there. No, son, look at this. What are they doing? Building fucking subdivisions out here? Look at all this shit. This isn't normal. This shouldn't be here. Dad asks questions. We're not supposed to just put our fucking head down, son. Dad, the cops are right behind us. I don't care. Fuck that. None of this is all public roads. You know, so I see something. I'm a veteran. I see something fucked up. I bark. You know, not a dog. If you don't bark, you're a bad dog. If you see evil and you don't bark, you're a bad dog. A good dog will bark. If that dog sit there and shut up and evil's right there, that's not a good dog. I know, I raise dogs. I am a dog. I'm not a sheep. I'm not a wolf. I'm not a goat. I'm a dog. I'm a shepherd. I lead the sheep. That's what Father made me to do. I have to serve no purpose on this rock, but his purpose, him. That's what I serve, and that's what we're supposed to do. Be charitable with the word. Show people to the narrow way. So I hope my son's holding on his faith, you know. That's all I got right now. You're a cat. All right, you need a cat box? You should see my kitty, Juniper. She's amazing. Go watch the stream yesterday. They followed us all around. We did a walk and talk. I love my kitties so much. They're such amazing kitties. Gosh, I love my kitties a lot. I love kitties. I do. I love kitties. I wish I would have had them earlier. I only got kitties to use them as service animals, and they can be so much more than just a service animal. So, truly, I live on a farm. You know, like I said, I raise, you know, I need them to keep whatever. So I don't like mice, even one of them. At night, not even a sound. I don't like fans. I don't like, I mean, noise is okay, but not mice. I'd rather it be banging noise and pots and pans than to hear one little tiny mouse in a quiet room. Drive me crazy. No, seriously, man. I'm telling you, just please look this up, Kiki. I don't know, man. It's just, I'm coming, guys. Hold on. Come on in, Mike. We like coming drinking water in here, huh? The water's better inside. You don't know, but it's the same water. So, you know, I know the water's better inside. You love the water in here so much. They get a massive bowl of water out there, but they like the water inside. So they like to keep that going to, it takes a few gallons on it. So, yeah, if you look it up, guys, you'll see, look up that strip. It's called Mount Creek. MT Mount Creek. Mount Creek. Okay? Mount Creek. If you look on that strip that goes off Wolf Creek, off the highway, you pull off, you'll come to the right off there, that's Mount Creek, and it comes right back onto the highway. Look at all those. They all have massive grow operations. You can see it from Google Earth, guys. You can tell these are massive grow operations, but there's one of them that has this trail that goes back up into the woods. And now start looking at the woods up there. They're all roughed up. They're all roughed up. You know what I'm saying? There's something disturbing the ground in there. I can tell. I'm a reconstructionist. This is what I did for, you know, it's what I did for a living. So investigator, traffic, you know, crash reconstructionist. So I put things together backwards. So, all right, don't poop in here. All right, kitty. Don't poop in the house. about to put you outside. Kitties can come inside if they don't poop in the house or pee. No pooping or peeing in the house. Just like the puppies. There's a cat in here. I don't normally. No, this isn't a lumber operation. Death. You can tell this has been done. There's not a lumber operation. That's not what's going on here. There's no clear cutting. I mean, I'm in Oregon. I know clear cutting. Like I said, I choke set. Okay, I've been a choke setter. You know what a choke setter is? That's a pretty dangerous job, but it's pretty rewarding, man. Be out there in the woods, a couple other guys that know what they're doing and can, use hand signals and. So, this is something else going on up there, guys. There's some roughing in the, and I said, oh, because look at that takes a major feat to take all that, and there's some cutoff, there's some split up there, and I really don't see like housing, but you can't the way it's so thick up there and wooded. They've really got it, like they knew how to get aerial over it and bring in aerial, like somebody was flying planes to make sure they had some kind of, I don't know if it's trout. It's Mount, MT, Mount Creek, MT, Mount. I think it's Mount, MT Creek, or MT Creek, Mount Creek. So this is where I went there, and my daughter's car was there, guys. So watch. Now I call Joseph County, and I said, look, this guy, he obviously isn't being truthful. He said, he was going to bail my son out of jail. He stole 40 pounds of silver, and he's got my passport, which is illegal right out the gate. That's a felony. Okay. Well, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's a trout creek. I didn't say that there is, but this is not what I'm saying. Okay. There's something going on here, guys. I'm not stupid, man. Like I said, and I don't like that, sometimes I just think there's somehow that this guy's got my son involved in this somehow, and I don't think my son has done it willingly, because my son was grenaded, as well as my daughter. Obviously, they both suffered a concussion. I don't know if either of them went to the hospital. You don't have a concussion grenade thrown in a little motorhome, and not have some kind of some issues, This guy knows where my daughter was at, because this guy tells me he's never talked to my son and daughter after this guy bails my son out, after he says he's going to bail him out day 1, day 9. I finally break down and say, look, dude, here's my safe, go in my safe, take my gold, don't touch my silver, that's my retirement. I already had family take my silver already once. My younger brother, half of it, or 5 pounds of it was Elijah's. That was 25. This is like 40 pounds, okay? You don't need to. There's enough gold. Elijah has a little bit of money. Don't touch my silver. That's my retirement. The only thing I have, okay? Plan on this land I didn't buy for me. It's the only thing I had for me. So I said, get it. So supposedly he goes and bails out Elijah. And if you've been here before, you know that he wouldn't give my dog back. And when I went to give my dog back, I told him, he switched up and said, I don't have your silver. Your daughter has it. She's the one who took it in. And he switches up his story on me. So I gave him motive, what I think, to actually kidnap her, which unbeknown to me, what I was doing by telling him, look, dude, this case is going to end one day, Marshall, and I'm going to find out, because you said you had it all along in the back of your trunk, and I thought I was going to get a call going, hey, man, I got, because he was going back and forth to California, and he told me this, silver that, was left, whatever, more than half. They used some of the silver. I was like, no fucking way, man. I know Elijah had. I went and traded a car of Elijah's for 2 big boxes of silver. He had silver. He had just sold a car. His old lady had a check. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, Marshall takes all my silver. He says he has it, or he has it. Now, when I was trying to get my dog back from the guy who took my dog, because of the SWAT raid and the 5 tear gas canisters, he had to be removed from the house. He was choking. I guess he choked for a couple weeks after being taken out of here. Pants wouldn't leave. He had to stay here and watch the kitties. They left the front door open. Bone was not letting the kitties out of the house. They were staying in here. I'm sure Bone is the dingo, so he did his job. Nobody can take him. Marshall said he tried to put him, and he literally burnt his hand on the leash and made his hand bleed. He wasn't leaving the property. He was staying here with the kitties. make the kitty person in here happy. So they gassed my kitties, guys. I told them that. I got kittens in here, guys. I got dogs in here, guys. They didn't care. They were savages. They just kept tossing them in here because they wanted me to come out with a gun. They wanted a firefight. But anyway, so Marshall, right, again, supposedly bails my son out of jail, okay? Takes this silver and has more than half of it left, is what he says. So I don't bring it up, and it is what it is. Now, he's got my passport, and I asked him to send my passport back, which he said he did, and I'm guaranteed, because I told the police, go to Wolf Creek, go find out when I said it. I tell you when he said it, when he sent it, and you're not going to find him going to this little tiny post office. I know they have a camera there. He didn't send it. That's a felony to withhold my passport, okay? He's got 40 pounds of my silver. That's, you know, that's grand larceny. You know, that's straight up. So when I was trying to get my dog back, Marshall still had my silver. He said, I mentioned Marshall's name online, and he freaked out. He's like, dude, what the fuck you doing mentioning my name online? Dude, why would you tell everybody I stole your fucking dog? I said, dude, I didn't tell anybody you stole my dog, Marshall. I said you wouldn't give me my dog back, okay? And you know, and I wanted my dog back, and I asked for months. And when I got my dog back, I should have got freaking taken pictures of him. He was horrible. His whole bottom, the back of his tail was just burned off. Looked like somebody took a torch and burned his tail and then ripped all that you know, top of that you know, blister off, and it's all pink and shiny. That's what his tail looked like. And I know what it was. He was, if he was going after his tail, what he was doing, his whole neck was just completely pink and looked the same way. No fur, no nothing. He had 11 ticks that I took out of his face. Obviously he had more, you know. He had all this shit in his chest. Just the other day, I got another piece of it out of there. So I asked for my dog back for a while. This is like, my dog has never been away from the other dog. And I'm like, hey, I need to get my dog back. I just got fucking SWAT rated, dude. You know? I said, look, man, I need to get my dog back. Bone's never been without his brother. He's always been with him. He's struggling out here, man. He's whining, and he's, you know, and I need my dog back. And he's like, so I finally said, look, man, I got to get my dog back, man. So I made arrangements with him, and I picked my dog up, guys. And I said, look, Marshall, you know, because I picked up my dog, and I said, because when he asked me when I mentioned getting my dog back online, he called me and he said to me, man, come get your shit back. Give me because I have some water tanks and stuff. This guy wanted to move everything from his property over to mine. I wouldn't do it. So anyways, so he says to me, come get your shit back. Now, the only thing he has of mine is my silver and my dog. Now, if he wanted to, because he supposedly loved my dog, and that's why he took him, and my dog did like him, you know. I thought he was my friend, but obviously this has been a big play. There's something else going on with Marshall. Like, he knew Tony Karsten and Elijah before I ever was on to any of that. I knew there was something going on but see, he already knew Elijah. How the hell did this guy know Elijah, my son, before I ever met him? See, I've never even got to talk to Elijah on how he met him. This guy was planted into my son's life. I think this guy came in for somehow, and I actually sent him he contacted me because I was selling something online. See, bam, he wanted to buy some of the candy, freeze-dried candy that I was selling online. Bam, look at, I fell right into that trap by selling something online. So, potentially, we're just playing, you know, little game theory, if you will, right now. So, but anyway, so I tell, you know, I make a complaint online, like, guys, I'm stressing out, man. I need my dog back. This guy ain't gonna give me. So he freaked out because I mentioned his name, and he said, come and get your shit back and take my shit back to my fucking property. And I was, so what does shit mean? Now, if he liked my dog and he only had my dog, he would have said, come get your dog back, correct? But because he was in possession of more than one thing, his vernacular changed, whether he realized it or not, because he still had my silver at that point. Does that make sense? If he only had my dog, if he was only in possession of my dog, nothing else, he would have said, come get your fucking dog back. Because that's the conversation why he said, why'd you mention my name? I said, Marshall, because you wouldn't give me my dog back. You know, you see, don't mention my name online. You said I stole your fucking dog. I said, no, I didn't say that. I said, Marshall, you wouldn't give me my dog back. So that's when he got pissed off and said, come get your shit back. Now, if it was just Tango, he would have said Tango or your dog. That's because he was still in possession of my silver at that time, which he said he had it, okay? So when I go to pick up Tango, which I finally, months after it takes me to get him to, I pick up Tango's in deplorable condition. And I look at Marshall, and this is what I think gave motive to Marshall to kidnap my daughter. And this is how I think out my daughter was kidnapped, potentially raped, and Marshall has done something with my daughter because he said I had been talking to him, trying to conversate. Marshall would be the only person I know that would know anything about Elijah. Not even his own aunts, uncles, mom, anybody. And we have a no contact order. So I can't have contact with Elijah. So the only way I could find out anything, if Elijah's doing okay, if everything's, you know, whatever, anything, and I'm not trying to have an actual contact, if he's okay, because they put this no contact order against all of us, you know, which is going to end up making the judge liable for Elijah's death if he's dead, or Adriana's death, because I've been asking the attorney and the district attorney and the judge since day one to drop these no contact orders. Drop them. This is stupid. This is bullshit. They separated. They made Elijah go back to with the guy who did some things to him when he was younger that I don't want to talk about, that was supposed to be protecting him from that shit and ended up doing it himself. You can probably imagine what that is. And then his wife, his, you know, girlfriend of 5 or 6 years, she went to a different county and I'm out here. So they split us all up in this case because they didn't want none of us talking. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So again, you know, they separate us all after 9 months, guys. I copped those other charges. Elijah doesn't show up to his trial. Remember in December, right? And that's when I called his mom. Okay, it said, "What the fuck, lady? What's going on with our son? This is our son. Remember, I didn't. What are you still mad because I said you didn't create him? You only made him. That there's a creator. You know what I'm saying? Come on, lady. This is our son. What's going on with him? The cops. I went to his fucking trial and he didn't show up. How the fuck is that? He's been going all along. What the hell? Well, I don't know. I haven't talked to him. You know, I'm like, no, just listen. Just listen. Flybox, hold on. The cops show up to look for Elijah at his mom's house. This is what I find out by calling Elijah's mom. She's never called me to let the fucking know that the cops came looking for her son, which is my son. That's fucked up right there, don't you think? His own fucking mom never notified me, hey, the cops came looking for our son, right? So, but anyways, I call her after Elijah is May, June, July, August, September. Elijah's in court in October on the phone. There's documentation here. October, November, I get a summons to his December trial. I show up in December. The cops tell me he went missing back in September when he was on the phone, guys, in October. What the fuck is going on here? You want me to run that by you again? Elijah's supposed to show up to his trial in December, okay? May, June, July, August, September. Are you paying attention here? Elijah, now watch. September, October, right? In November, October, Elijah's in court. In court. I have this on witness. I heard him. He was in court. I made a big deal about it. It sounded like he was like I said, like a zombie or something, like he was blah. Now I think that was somebody was telling him and had already kidnapped him. Now watch, guys, or something. Now watch, because he's in court. I know that. I made discovery. He's in court. October, so May, June, July, August, September, October, right? He's in court. November, I get a summons for his December trial. I show up to his December trial. He's missing. The state police tell me he went missing back here in September when he was in court in October. What the fuck is going on? And remember when I called to say, hey, this guy's got my fucking son. I think he's raped my daughter because now my daughter's car's there. And he said he didn't talk to either of these people, you know, which are my son and my daughter. And now my daughter's car is there. And then he said that my son came and bought the car from him, the little truck, and went on the run in a yellow truck from a fucking trial. Why would they summons me to his trial in December if he went missing back in September, guys? Listen to me, please. Let me throw this by you again. They summons me in November when he went missing back in September. Why the fuck would they summons me to his trial? If he was missing in September, but he was on the phone in October, but that's what they're saying, why would they summons me in October or November to his December trial if he went missing? See, guys, this whole thing, it's like, I swear to God, I got shot when I walked out that fucking door, guys. This is not, it can't even be. It can't be. It can't be. Just like today, I show up to court, the fucking attorney does not even show up. He forgot to show up, guys. The fucking attorney, Paul Palmer, forgot to show up to court because he said, oh, I apologize. I forgot to call. I quit a long time ago. We've had an attorney-client privilege breakdown. I quit a long time ago. Remember? He cut conversation back in May. Well, April, because it was May 1st, pretty much, almost, right? The first day of May. Mayday, Mayday. Holy shit. Master's life is like a fucking dream. You wouldn't even believe it's real. I came out of the courtroom today, and Kevin's like, what's that movie? He's like, dude, your life's like the Truman Show. You ever seen the Truman Show? I'm like, no. He's like, well, your life is definitely like the Truman Show. I said, well, I think I've seen some of the excerpts. I kind of understand what you mean. I said, I know everything doesn't even make sense. It takes him 15 minutes to get the fucking attorney on the phone, and he says he quits in open court. But now I have a trial in 9 days, guys. But on 2 days from now, oh wait, it's the 10th. It's the 10th. I have another hearing so the attorney can quit. But I have a trial 6 days later without an attorney. But the judge said we're going to go ahead and have a trial in 6 days without an attorney. Imagine that. Put that for some Truman Show shit. I never seen that. I think that cops the Truman Show right there. They're going to go ahead and have a trial. The attorney quit. No, he can't today. They have to do this by procedure. So what's that? What's the 10th, guys? 7th today. It's Monday. So that's like Thursday, I think maybe. So on the 10th, they're going to have a hearing so he can remove himself as counsel. And they're going to go have a trial 6 days later without any attorney being assigned to the case. Welcome to my crazy life. Welcome to this. It just keeps getting better, guys. Can it get any better than that? Imagine that. Yeah, they'll get, hey, listen, Krusty, no matter even if all these men or women, whoever did all these horrible things, and they get away with it their whole life, Krusty, come judgments, you know, the other side, everybody, he pours out a just measure. So he will. The attorney didn't show up. He forgot to show up, Israel. The attorney forgot to show up. They're like 15 minutes. 15 minutes it took him to get him on the line. They were freaking out like, what the hell? What do we do? The secretary looking at the district attorney like, you know, she keeps, you're the only one on the line. Here's your number. You're the only one on the line. She finally got a personal phone out, and then it was about 5 minutes later he came up on the line, and then he goes, oh, hey, I apologize. I forgot. I quit. I quit. I forgot to tell you, I quit a long time ago. Attorney-client privilege breakdown. So not only did he quit a long time ago, but he forgot to call and he forgot to show up today. And I told him that's inadequate counsel. That's you know, clear, you know, right of due process. You're failing. This has been 404 days. You're violating my 6th Amendment, a right to fair and speedy trial. You're violating my 8th Amendment, my 4th Amendment. You didn't even Mirandize me. You're violating my 12th Amendment, you know, cruel and unusual punishment. You hit me in the face with a grenade. You have no case. It would take you 2 years to investigate this case and at least 2 months to bring it to trial. You're not going to win, you know. And I said, immediately dismiss this case. And the judge started talking. I said, file motion to dismiss all charges and remove all no contact orders. And the judge started talking about something else. And then he stopped talking and he wanted me to answer his question. I didn't answer his question. I said, so what's going on with the motion? He goes, motion denied. you know. And then I forget what he said, but then I walked out of there, guys. Again, you know, I walked out. I look, and Elijah's attorney is sitting there staring me at the face, laughing at my face. He's not, because he's smug, you know, inside he's like, And because this Elijah, why does Elijah attorney keep showing up to my cases? How come he's not out there investigating where the fuck Elijah's at? He's coming to my cases, and so is the investigator, but they ain't out looking for Elijah. Ain't that ironic, huh? So I walk out, and this is the first person as I walk out the doors, and I don't sit down in a fucking courtroom, and they know that. I've only sat down once in this case since I've been in civilian clothes. Again, I've only, you know, of course, if I'm in belly chains, I got to sit the fuck down. But if I'm in my cities, then I'm going to stand the fuck up. I only sat in the chair once because Clerk Vandenberg said, "Would you like to take a seat, Mr. Werner?" and ask me. So I'm like, okay, I'll play your little fucking silly reindeer merchant game you want to play, but I'm not, you know, and I always make it very clear. And I don't even have to do it anymore because I was never arrested under a capital letter name. I was arrested under the name Apocalypse. I was arrested under the name Revelation. I was arrested under the name capital T, small r, small a, small c, small y, capital J, small o, small h, small n, capital W, small e, small r, small n, small e, small r. I only operate in a private capacity. I do not operate in commerce. And I made sure that they had that on camera, and I told Stacy, Sergeant Camp Keeper Pants On, who came as the current jailer at Lake County, Oregon, came to work without her fucking pants on and still has a job. So I told Sergeant Camp Keeper Pants On, Stacy, I don't care if your system can't put me in your system. I'm not a capital letter name, okay? Just so you know, I don't go on dates with men. I don't follow mandates, codes, or ordinance. They're not lawful, nor are they legal. They're for a corporation and not a corporation. Do I look like I'm fucking dead? A corp? She said, well, your name's not, you know, at first when I told her, you know, Apocalypse or Revelation, she's like, that's false official statement to a police officer. I was like, ooh, more charges. All right, well, I guess I'll start being a criminal at the age of 51 years old, or, you know, and start my career criminal. And I guess you could put it as an alias now if you like. They call me Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse at the ministry. But whatever. That's when I went on and said my name is capital T, small r, small a, small ec, small y. And so I've never been arrested under a capital letter name. And that's part of this merchant law that I keep trying to teach you guys, that's how they willingly do this. Like, you got to let the vampire in. You're saying, I already went into court because last time they tried to get the attorney to quit and to remove himself, he wouldn't do it immediately. So they held this hearing, and in that hearing, I subrogated, which is I exercised my right of subrogation, which means I took the money, that bond that you guys are by a capital letter name, and I challenged the judicial capacity of Judge Vandenberg, okay, and said, you're not a judge. You have no judicial capacity. I don't care. You're not operating in a third article court, and you're not operating in the original Title 18. These are statutes. I'm going to take over power of attorney of Tracy Werner. That is mine now. And I'll give you this money back if you can prove to me that you're operating in a judicial capacity. So I'm putting the courts on notice of liability for all punitive, emotional, and physical damages in this case. And I will be using the Treasument calculator of 1983. By the way, that has to be by the scripture for there to be a payout. It has to be by the Bible code of only 1611. No other version works. Otherwise, it doesn't pay out. So it's biblical. Twice the measure, it says. Brothers, sisters, you don't know what this happened. So this is something that is probably only been done just a couple times in history. But I have taken over power of attorney of my straw man. I'm not a straw man. I'm not a corp. Do I look like I'm fucking dead? I know they hit me in the face with a grenade, but I'm still here, right? It feels like I'm dead when you go to court after 4 days and the attorney doesn't show up and then forgets to quit. Oh, shit, I forgot to quit a long time ago. I didn't give this guy any counsel. So, this is a plagiarism. What do you talk about plagiarism? You got to report me to YouTube. The fuck are you talking about, Jacob's Love? You're an idiot. Stop manipulating the scriptures. You stole my idea. Look at this. You stole my idea. Stop manipulating the scriptures. This is my research. This is plagiarism. I'm going to report you. What the fuck is this person talking about? My brother does anybody have any idea what this dumbass is talking about in here? Shut the fuck up. The cops are watching you, Jacob Love. They have your IP address. Stop trying to fucking front. Yeah, did you hear what I said? This channel's monitored by law enforcement, dumbass. Get the fuck out of here, swine. Pound sand. So stop spamming the channel. Okay, goodbye, Jacobs. You don't even know what their love is. If you could produce something for the chat. Moderators, moderate this idiot out here. So, look at this, guys. My son could be dead and my daughter could be dead. And look at this prick, what they just said. Thank you, Father, for that. Thank you for always being so brutal to me. Thank you for all things. Thank you for the horrible things you do to me that I don't understand. That someday I will. He will pour out a just measure on Jacob's love. So I seek no vengeance towards the idiocracy of this society that I live in that doesn't give a fuck about their constitutional rights. So I do. I took an oath to that. It's a God-given, so it's protected, and so I protect it. He said, love, that's the word agape. It means to walk and follow in the commandments of the Father. So took an oath to the Constitution. Country gets fucked up, I'm going to say something about it. Okay? In my case, it's fucked up. You call the tea kettle black. That's how I've always worked. So it is what it is. I apologize for the recent cursing, but has it been 404 days since you got hit in the face with a grenade? Your son and daughter got grenaded. Your son got shot with his fucking hands in the air. Your dogs got fucking grenaded. Well, tear gas, 5 fucking tear gas. 5 tear gas canisters. How about a hand grenade to the face? That's called attempted murder. Will Lake County Sheriff's Office, you know, these officers who tagged 20 plus 5 state troopers in Oregon come out here and be accountable for what they did? Nobody's using the scripture for personal gain there. Gats, get the fuck out of here, pound sand. Kick rocks. You're supposed to share it, you dumbass. You don't even know scripture. Everybody be charitable with the agape. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about, child. Be 7. Tell me the 7 things that you're supposed to do in scripture right now. List them. We'll wait. Ready? Everybody's listening. 1, 2. Oh, let's doom, 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 doom. We'll play some music for you. Tell me the 7 things you're supposed to be doing. All to be matured. 7 is the number of maturity. Obviously. Do you have any idea what you're talking about? Scriptures? I think you're going by some other script. Some manu. Remember? Your manual labor, your auto-autonomous driven by self-pornea, idolatria. Do you speak any other words other than some new mystery Babylonian brainwave that you got going on there? Don't fuck with me. I just got out of court, man. I need to find out if my son and my daughter is alive or dead. So shut the fuck up and get out of here. Pound sand. Thanks for coming in. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. So, all right, moving on. So, anyways, the attorney didn't show up. The attorney didn't show up, guys. So we got to make an evidentiary stream against Paul Palmer. He should put in prison too. What a tyrant piece of shit that is. To sit there and tell me he had all the bandwidth to take this case. He cleared out all his cases and he loves to go after police corruption. And then he can't even show up to fucking court. They got to call him. So, amazing. Israel, there's nothing to point to that right now, okay? There's nothing to point to that at this point. We need to keep our eye on what's going on here. I reported my fucking son missing to Josephine County Police Department, that my daughter was being raped, to the fucking police, okay? Israel, to the police, to Josephine County. You want to know what they told me, Israel? If we go there because you have a third-party no-contact order to make contact, we're going to come arrest you because you're breaking your no-third-party no-contact order. Even though my felony passport there, 40 pounds of silver, and I told him that this guy was lying and there's no reason he should have my daughter's car. There's something nefarious, potentially raped or murdered, the gold mines, the whole thing. And you know what they did? They turned around and threatened me with arrest. Imagine having to call the fucking cops on your son when they already shot him. And I told him, you guys, you already shot my fucking son once with his hands in the air. I don't want to call you, but my fucking daughter is there. My daughter is there. Okay, she could get raped. My son, he's a strong man, but I didn't even know that both of them were hit with a grenade. I didn't have that to add. I didn't know that They threw a fucking grenade and hit my daughter. Can you imagine that? Grenaded. Elijah and Adriana then came and less than 45 seconds after that, grenaded me in the face. They came to kill. They came to fucking kill. There's no doubt that anybody looked at this case, they would see that. And we need to see the body cams. Like I said, I got 2 grenade pins, you know, not just 1, but 2. That second one I found, guys, I'm out of my mind. Not like that. I'm fine. I'm just like, dude, I can't believe they hit my fucking daughter with a grenade, dude. It changes the whole case for me. Changes the whole case for me. Not 1, but 2. That means this was how I woke up. I didn't know how exactly what, because I thought I'd heard. They threw that inside that motorhome, and that's how I was woken up. And my instincts, I went, got the shirt on. I thought I heard something. I went to board. I talked to you guys, said, guys, you know, I've talked to you guys already, and already told Elijah they were coming. Don't resist these people. They'll fucking kill you and shoot you. Okay. And so you see my instinct. I'm talking to you guys. I go, my son, my daughter, and I just like a veteran or whatever, you know, just bam, I switch, you know, just bam, it just comes on, and I go, boom, and I just walk straight to the door. You see me walk through, and I go, and I lean over the door. Remember, Elijah, are you okay? Elijah, you're okay? Elijah, you're okay? Bam, and then they hit me. So I didn't even know they had already. This is excessive force. They've dropped my daughter's charges. So this is why I think they may have kidnapped my daughter, because they're in a really fucked situation. They dropped Adriana's charges back in September. When I went to Marshall's house, he told me that Adriana sold him the car because she needed to get an attorney. See, now those stories don't jive because her charges were fucking dropped. See, all this thing is just. So they grenaded Adriana. If I can find Adriana, she already has the kidnapping charges. Because remember, they came without warrant and arrested her and threw her in the county jail and let her out. And then they knew they'd fucked up. And by September, it took them, they dropped the charges on her. So I think what has happened is when I went to go pick up Tango, hear me out, Marshall had the silver and the gold. I don't think he ever spent the gold. I think he had the cash, and he had plenty of cash. He went and bailed Elijah out. Elijah already owed him money for this case, for getting bailed out for the case that he's involved in 5 years ago. This is that case. Imagine that. He eats a grenade, you know. Elijah's not in his right mind. Elijah could be manipulated. I was trying to think, how the fuck did Marshall have this over Elijah? Well, I know he had the money over him. I didn't know that Elijah had been fucking grenaded, and my daughter. So they probably are not in their wits, guys. Something is off, and I know I keep telling myself. So this is excessive force. You can't come hit me, and then they launch 5 tear gas canisters in here with the animals. You know, it's just amazing, you know, and still to this day, they won't drop none of this shit. Now watch. When I called Josephine County at 9 months, I think it was 9 months, I called Josephine County and reported all of this to Josephine County Police Department. It said, this man has my son and my daughter, and they threatened me with arrest because of the no contact order. Now, if Elijah or Adriana, either of them turn up alive, or if one of them's alive and one of them's dead, and they can report back then that that judge did not release that no contact order, the police never went to that house, which they should have went to anyways for Adriana, right? No, they had a warrant for Elijah's arrest. A 7-year prison sentence. Money in the bank, baby. Money in the bank. Possibly another charge, because remember, I wouldn't let him stop the car. And they didn't go get him. They threatened me with arrest. Said, well, if we go there to find out if he's okay and they're all right, then when we contact and find out, then you broke your third party. Stop calling us to do your dirty work. So remember, I called Paul Palmer and told him, the attorney, and said, this is what he said. He said, they can't say to you, that's illegal. I'll call and I'll get the transcripts. They won't give him the transcripts. That's what Paul Palmer said to me. They won't get the transcripts. They won't, the cops will not. I'm a supposed attorney and the cops won't give me the transcripts where they're threatening you. And man, I wish I would have recorded it, and I always do. But I did have Kevin here as my witness, and you should be able to pull up the transcripts. So watch. If that fucking piece of shit judge would have listened to me and dropped the no contact order, they would have went there and got Elijah that day. And my son might be alive, because I know at that point in time, my daughter's car was there. So here's where I think Marshall picked up Adriana. When I went to go get my dog from him, I told him, I looked him in the eye again. I'm repeating myself. I said, one day, Marshall, this case is going to get dropped, and I'm going to talk to Adriana, because I don't have I had no contact order with my son and my daughter. I said, I'm going to find out. You said you had this silver all along, Marshall. Now you're saying now she has it. But I said, I don't care. I just grabbed Tango because he looked like he was fucking just in pain. But he was happy to see me, but I could tell he was suffering. I put him and I drove, all those hours. He wouldn't bring him back, and I begged him for months and months. But I think that's what makes Marshall Radonich pick up Adriana, and he lured her down there. And that's how they're both been somehow. He is involved. You will almost see that I know that Marshall's involved. And that's why when I went back down to Marshall Radonich's house, right where my daughter's car was at, my daughter's car was parked where my son's car was at, everything was gone, guys. And like I said, go look at this thing. This place is huge. This is a massive operation. They're not just doing grow ops down there. They're strip mining up in those mines. And this is exactly where this man told me, bring your son and daughter to me. I'll hide them in the gold mines. And I told this to the fucking cops, guys. I told this to the cops. I think he has stolen my daughter, my son. He could be doing it. He could have killed him. They could put him up there. They could be tied the fuck up still, guys. This guy could be just drip feeding him fucking food, waiting for this county to drop this case or something. I don't fucking know, man. But the cops, Josephine County, should be put on fucking right now. The Fed should go straight to fucking Josephine County. Anybody disagree? That the federal government should go straight to fucking Josephine County and arrest that fucking sheriff who told me he wouldn't go look for my son because fucking it's breaking a no contact order. And if fucking Dave Vandenberg would have dropped the no contact order, he's liable for the death of my son too. Dave Vandenberg. Call somebody, guys, if you can. I don't care. I've tried to do everything I can. Dave Vandenberg is liable for my son's death. Because I told him to drop the no contact order. If he didn't, they would have went and looked for him that day, guys. I'm telling you, evidentiary-wise, I don't have skin in the game. I think my son's dead. I don't think he's alive. He would have contacted me by now. He knows too many little names that I called him when he was a kid that he could have said, so fuck you, Dad, you're a piece of shit. You got me more charges. You got me more fucking, I hate you, Dad. Hurry up, Dad. Get this shit dropped, Dad. Hurry up. So anything, anybody. He could make it so far to the, and they're not doing shit. Nobody would know. Nothing. I think he's been taken. Guys, the cop said he went missing in September, but he was in court in October. We need an answer for that. Nobody's going to ever answer for that, guys. How does the fucking state police tell me? This is the guy that fucking shot him. Of course they don't want to fucking pay for this. The state police told me from their fucking body cams, because I told him, stop looking at me, you fucking stater pig. I'm talking to your camera. I'm talking to your leader pigs. I'm not Lavoy Finicum. You hear me, leader pigs? If you want to pull the FOIA request, I ought to get that FOIA request for you guys so we can see that. It'd be good if Father overcomes me in the moment. You will see Father does that. The school it does. Shiloh. He said be meek, not weak. Okay? So that's what I said to that stupid stater pig. Stop looking at me. And you too, you little baby pig. Stop telling me that's murder. They came on my property and hit me in the face with a grenade. If I'd have shot those two officers, I would have been hit in the face with a grenade. Maybe I know where my fucking son is at. September, and I left, guys. I was like, this is crazy. because I'd already went through the district attorney and sat his ass back to his fucking office. Already sent Dan Spencer the fuck out of there. So now it's just me and that little fucking baby pig from Lake County and the stater pig standing there. So, of course I gave him a mouthful. I have that First Amendment right, you bootlickers. Oh, that's why they're treating your kid. Oh, so I don't deserve the right of the Constitution? I can't speak up and call a tyrant, a pig, a gang thug, thin blue line. This is what Christ did. He stood up to the law and they killed him. Does anybody want to kill you? He said, conform to my image, follow after me. Does anybody want to hang you from a tree? Does anybody want to put holes in you, rip your beard out of your face, put a crown of thorns into your skull? Not these little TV baby thorns. Stretch you back so you can't breathe. Hang you from a tree, not a cross. Nobody's ever hung from crosses. Grow up, child. I rebuke you. Christ never carried a cross. Staked to a yoke, to a stock, and then carried that stock or that yoke and hung, raised. You know nothing about crucifixion, Roman torture. Blasphemy. Stop blaspheming. Christ never hung from a cross. He didn't carry a cross. Nobody ever carried crosses. Nobody ever hung on a cross. Jehovah's Witness. Oh no. We got one of these people that are all one of these religious idiots. Get out of here. There's no prophets, you idiot. You guys just don't know anything about Roman torture. That's why they I can't breathe ritual you over and over and over again. Over and over again. Yep, I can't breathe like George Floyd and like your 5G whiz COVID ritual with your respiratory I can't breathe virus. Yes, they did. You're an idiot. What does it say in the book of Acts? I don't have to disagree with anybody. I guarantee these people don't own a concordance, a lexicon. They don't use e-sword. They don't know the difference between an idiom and an idiot. There's no such thing as prophet. You can't call somebody a false prophet. There's no prophets. There's not one prophet to walk this rock. That's why Mormons are Satanists. Catholics, that's Catholicism. That's the deadly head wound and healed that was healed in Scripture. So your modern day Bible book, it wasn't written on a piece of paper, you idiots. Grow up, children. I'm rebuking you with light. You don't have to like me. I don't care. You're not to be loved by the world. I'm not here to be nice. Nice means to be stupid. And yep, if you're loved by the world, you'll be hated by my Father. So, Pound Sand, get out of here. I'm going back to my evidentiary stream where I got hit in the face. They threw him in a prison cell. And yeah, does anybody want to throw you in prison for standing against the corporation? Yes, I can't explain how pyramids were made, you idiot. It's millimeter wave technology, dumb fuck. I'm not an idiot. I'm eternal, Gert. Don't sit there and try to play your little silly reindeer games with me. I know exactly how the pyramids were made. Shut the fuck up, you idiot. The same Trump technology that's been stolen by John Trump, his uncle, Tesla, that's older. That shit's fucking, I've been here a million years, dumbass. I don't ever end, dumb fuck. That's just a doorway like time. You don't know what time is. You probably think you can land on the clock up there on somewhere up in the clock. You can't go on the clock. Nobody's in the sky. God's not in the sky. Grow up, child. Stop being an idiot. I'll come in here and spread your demonic. You're a demon. Don't tell me I don't know. I know exactly how this was built. They could separate fucking silver from the rock too with that same frequency. Shh, the government doesn't want you to know that. Like money. Boom, shakalaka. Tesla Tech, dumbass. Secrets of the Universe are 3, 6, and 9. I know it's vulgar. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Pound sand. Go hang out with some of your little lollipop Christians and Catholics and Mormons and Baptists and your gods in the sky, your little sky daddy. Let me see, she, they, them, booby Jesus. Birthed in the middle of the winter. Apollyon, the one that Donald Trump has his house decorated with. Mithra, at the time of Rome. Satan is the adversary, and that's who his house decorated with, idiot. And he got elected twice, like Time Magazine's Man of the Year. That's who his house decorated with, the seventh king. He's not the Antichrist. Donald Trump's not the Antichrist. He has his house decorated with the Antichrist. Grow up. Boom. Take that. Who do you think's responsible for dropping 3 steel buildings with 2 airplanes? Oh, Mr. Warp Speed himself. Right? Is that math to you or no? You can't tell which side I'm on? What, the Democrats or Republicans? Two cheeks to the same hole, two wings to the same dragon? No thanks, I don't lift that lolly Democrat pop. Astro pop, you're right in the middle with that little tear. Oh wait, tree god, Moloch, eat your kids. Man, this guy's all over the place because you can't keep up, Spencer. Some people it's making perfect sense, but you might want to take some notes. I didn't know what I know from myself. I learned most of this from other people, or actually sitting down and reading one word at a time and defining every word that I'm speaking that's coming out of my face. But you speak in translation. That's why people are idiots. They speak in translation. They don't understand the definition of what they're speaking. And it's okay. It's fine. I'll just show you the definition. He said, I am the word aletheia. You speak any Greek, oligas. So, yeah, they like to stick their Peter Pan God, their pipes in somebody else's square hole or peg or round hole. I don't do that in here. Don't start trying to twist things. That's the Hebrew word froward. You're corkscrewing and spinning on a block in the third dimension. I mean rock. Oh, wait, it's not a block. It's a ball, right? Are you in the ball camp? This one time in band camp? Take your Peter Pan God somewhere else. Remember? I don't care whose square peg you're sticking in somebody's round hole. You can keep that two cheeks to the same hole, two wings to the same dragon out of here. Yes, they're playing their Peter Pan flute, the skin flute. I know. They're sick. Nimrod, you got your blood pumping? I know it does it, huh? All your Nimrod towers in your cities, your microwave towers. So I know exactly how they dropped 3 steel buildings with 2 airplanes. It was built in 1973. That was the year that I was erected. My father is not in the sky. My dad got an erection, and here I am. What do you know? I have a creator and a maker. Wow. So, what's up, Pedro? Is that Pedro La Paca? Remember? I saw that in a movie once. So, anyways, you got to take a break there, Flybox. Appreciate it. It was a tough day. It was a tough day. You guys had to go and your attorney doesn't show up. So, you are, Jake. You're the one. You were the one that won the race, man. Thank you, Father, for creating, the marathon called life. You have to endure to the end to be saved. Which Jesus are you speaking of there, Scuff? Which Jesus do you speak of? There's more than one Jesus. Jesus number 1, Jesus number 2, remember, Jesus number 2 is the one that Trump has his house decorated. The one with this, he doesn't believe in Christ, the Hamashiach. It is, isn't it, Pedro? It is. It's like you got to endure to the end to be saved. So remember that, Pedro. If you don't remember anything I said, it's in his word. The Greek word is S-O-Z-O, sozo. And that was the word to be carried, picked up, lifted from beginning point to an ending point. He will heal. At the end, though, you have to endure to the end to be saved. He said that, so it's a marathon. Finish strong! I know, you come out the gate too fast, you'll lose the race. You have to pace yourself. I'm a veteran. I've run more than every one of you in this chat. I'm an Army veteran. I was a police officer. I was a SWAT team member. I ran more than all of you. I'll run circles around you like 5G whiz. But anyways, to win the race, you got to pace yourself. And the person who comes with their hand raised in victory at the end of the race is the one who finishes the strongest, correct? Not who comes out the gate the fastest. Pace yourself, brothers. You got to endure the end to be saved. Have you ever had to put a man up? Let's not talk about that kind of stuff. 32. It's good. I don't run anymore. You want to know why? Yeah, if you pace yourself, you'll fall out earlier. Not saved by grace. No, you have to endure to the end to be saved, Spencer. We are saved by grace, but we have to walk and follow in his commandments. Love him. That's what he said, agape. The word is agape. You guys use words that are not in the original text. I'm not some master, but I can make some of them biblical scholars look like complete idiots. Like Christ was never hung on a cross, and he didn't carry a cross. Somebody freaked out on me earlier and called me a false teacher. Faith without works is dead. Hallelujah, Jake, because he said, I want to find your loins girded in my service. Believing in me. Are you trying to dox me there, Death Nail? That's where my mom lives, idiot. On that same road, dumbass. When you go try to go kill my mom? When it says honor thy father and my mother's not my mom. So why are you doxing me, stalking me? Well, listen here. Melon Usk. I don't want to hear it, okay? I don't need to hear a damn thing out of you, because I went to the dam to get some damn water, and the damn man said there wasn't any damn water. So I told the damn man to keep his own damn water. You hear me? Melon Usk, the sticky Usk rat, Trat. Oh, whatever. That's right. Careful, the dams are breaking everywhere. Oh, damn. There's somebody's doxing me. They're looking through my, you can get online, and I get guys, people say they're raping my daughter and my son who's missing. If I pay him a fucking Venmo, they'll give my son back. I get harassed all the time. It's the internet. People are brutal online. I have a missing son and daughter, and even the police come in here and fucking harass me. The police ran over my property more than one time and actually have all their I did this for a living. I was a traffic crash reconstructionist. Okay? The Greek God is sadly real. They're fallen angels. There's no such thing as a fallen angel, Paul. A fallen angel is from the sky. Okay? Tell me where a fallen angel is fallen from. Since you're going to blaspheme with a name like Paul, that sucks. I love the writings of Paul. It's the gospel. You can't take Paul's writings away. Paul, answer my question, dumbass. Before you go on with something else. I read what is called a lexicon, okay? I read what is called a dictionary. I use eSword. I study cultures, customs. Tell me what fallen means. You have not read the book of Enoch. Listen here, you dumb fucks. I got both Enochs. Which Enoch and which author? Which Enoch, which author? Which Enoch, which author, you children? Yeah, there's more than one Enoch, huh? You guys are idiots, man. Answer my question. Or go from somewhere else. What does fallen mean? Because nobody's going from the sky. There's nothing in the sky. So if that's what your answer is, you're an idiot. Fallen angels don't come from the sky. God's not in the sky. There's nothing in the sky. There's nothing in the sky. Nothing has come from the stars. Stop with your false fucking teaching. Bullshit. I understand the structure of the toroidal field. We don't come from stars. Stop it. You're a child. Now you're going to tell me that when Ahab married Jezebel, some fallen angels, they were giants they were 30-foot men with school bus sized cocks that ran them in a little 5-foot woman. And that's how we have the word Nephilim, which means bully. And it doesn't have anything to do with how tall someone is. The word Nephilim has no meaning of inches or feet. So you can pound your... Wait, hold on. I got proof of all this. Right? It says it in Scripture that Chewbacca had Wookiee with an Ewok. And so now we got big feet. So you can take those 2 big feet and pound sand and kick them and get them right out of here. Is that what you got going, your little Star Wars gods? Balls in the sky? This is exactly why Father divorced his bride Israel. God, Father, is not in the sky. Yes, Father created Satan. Father created all things, Spencer. So... there's no gods in the sky. God, dead people don't go to the sky. You're a fucking idiot. Heaven is not in the sky. Earth is not below your feet. Hell is not below your feet. You're idiots. You're modern day idiots. It's been 2,600 years since this covenant has been made in Greek. How long has it been Hebrew? You speak in Pig Latin, is basically your swine. Your dialect is translation. If you don't speak definition, then you're not speaking the truth. Period. You have to study more than just the truth. Lexicon, you have to study cultures, customs, maps. Things change. Remember, the names were changed to protect the innocent. Bullshit. Talking about borders. It's called the Great Sea. Now it's the Mediterranean Sea. Do you have any idea where I'm talking about? They thought the constellations were going into the abyss. Under the sea. They like to play with you little lollipop idiots. Your sky daddy Jesus, birthed in the middle of the winter. Let me see them titty Jesus. Yeah, let me see. My father doesn't have breasts, nor does he have flesh, and he had to birth a flesh vessel to fulfill the Gentile nation. Grow up. Stop making it about your religious little idiocracy. All religions are vain. Every one of them vain. That's worthless. I vomit them from my mouth because they don't use a lexicon. They only don't study. There's only one accepted text. And don't start studying Enoch and Jasher and Lilith until you can speak the Agape, until you know the true gospel of Christ Jesus. And if you change one jot, that's not the gospel. And the gospel's not in Enoch, is it? nor do we find it in the book of Ezra, nor do we find it in Enoch, which I'll get out of there. There's 22 books that were rejected because they don't align with definition. You're an idiot. There was a canonization because every word was pulled out and defined. Defined. See, there's a difference, huh? So, Paul, get out of here, child. You're being an idiot. There's no such. See, look, look at this, the idiocracy of Paul. Watch, we're going to make Paul, which sucks because Paul, remember, his heart was rebuked on the road to Damascus. This is the word Bible. This is written on a piece of paper, and Paul is very one-dimensional. You can see it in his text. He's like a piece of paper. He's only got one side. He's not even two-dimensional. 3 is like stuck in a box, right? Like 2 right angles, back to back, you know, slammed into it. But anyways, his dialect is oligos. He only speaks just at. There's no such thing as a Bible. You're an idiot. That means book. It was written on our hearts now, so it's not even in a book, you idiot. It's on our hearts. But if you seek the right text, like an interlinear Textus Receptus, but I bet you don't have one of these. This is a 12th century book. In the 12th century, they pulled every word out and defined it. Take that and stick that in your little pipe there, Paul, and smoke on that, little Peter Pan. Your little pan gods. There's a difference. Look at this. He is being in anger. Does it sound like anger, brothers and sisters, or does it sound like passion? You get a passion for this word. I love this. I'm in love with this. I'm not in love with you guys. You can kiss my ass. An ass is a stubborn mule. Somebody doesn't want to listen, like a donkey, a mule. Kind of like Paul. Paul says Bible. It was never written on a piece of paper, idiot. It was written on stone. Are you stoned out of your mind? Are you on drugs? Everybody always accuses me of being on drugs. Are you on drugs? So let's see if you can even define anything. So Paul, since you said Bible, tell me what this word means. Tell me what the word abyss means. Give me the definition of the word abyss. We'll see if you have any idea what you're talking about. EMS is like, oh, this is going to get good, right? So tell me what the word abyss is. I can tell. No, you got to answer. You got to answer the questions, guys. Watch. We're gonna iron sharpens iron. I'm asking them. I'm being patient. Can already throw them out of here. Tell me, define the word abyss for me, if you could. Thank you for your time. Right now, hurry up. Everybody's watching you. That's not what abyss is. Nothingness. That's not nothingness. But thank you for your answer, guy. Even if you get the wrong answer, okay? No. I want the definition of the word. I want the definition of abyss. I don't want you to think what it is. So look, guys. Look. Now they're going to get stuck on dumb. Don't define it, anybody, please. I want Paul to define this. Paul is sitting there telling me about a Bible, and he doesn't. He said the Most High does not dwell in temples made by hands, and he surely doesn't dwell in fake, watered-down versions of the milk. Not meat. You're reading other volumes that have been translated. There's a difference between literal definition. Don't change a jot, a tittle by letter or definition or even a period, punctuation, and more importantly, definition and translation. Paul is a translator, goes after a transgender Jesus. I'm pretty sure of it, but can't even answer my question about the definition of the word abyss. It's one word in English, it's 2 in Greek. I'll give you a hint. If you had a lexicon and he knew how to study and he knew how to answer, he would give me that information. Hold on, I will. No, it's not the lake. No, you didn't. You said some kind of Crowley bullshit. You're Mr. Crowley, like Mr. Crowley, like your Aleister Crowley God. You know, your MAGA, your high priest of the Satan Church, the one that Donald Trump has his house decorated with, Mithra, the sun god Satan. So answer Paul, you're just stepping on your own dick, phallic Nimrod. Oh, seriously. Well, Richard, never mind. All right. There's nobody in the room. I was just talking to you. You're just a little dick. Now answer my question. I just asked you a short little question. You can't even answer it. You didn't answer my question. Everybody in here is a witness. You didn't answer. So, yeah, just like, remember when Darwin renounced his, all right. So Paul can't answer. And he could already had a lexicon. If he had a lexicon, actually, if he written it on his heart. So the word abyss is the word knowledge. That's the word hell. And hell is not a place. Hell is not below your feet. Neither is heaven above your head and earth not below your feet. The word hell is the word bis. That's B-A-T-H-O-S, Bathos, B-Y-S-S, or B-U-S-O-S. Now get out of here. See, you thought it was Hades, and I asked for the definition because I didn't ask what you thought, dumbass. That's autonomous. That's a translator. I knew you went after a transgender Jesus. Let me see them titty birthed in the middle of the winter cracker. Let me see your Decima. Everybody get your hands up. Stick up, Jesus. Sit down one day, fun day, Sunday, Jesus. So, stand on the ex-Jesus. Oh. You can't believe in Jesus. So, anyways, the word bis is the word knowledge. Hell is not a place. Hell is the word bis. Abyss. Revelation 9:11 says they have a messenger. They have a king. The word messenger is angelos. An angel is a messenger. So if you want the definition of what an angel is, it's the word messenger. Yeah, angels don't have wings. Fallen angels don't have wings. Fallen angels aren't coming from the sky. Dead people don't go to the sky. God's not in the sky. There's nothing in the sky. There's a firmament above your head. It's called a clock. Nobody's going to the clock. Nobody's ever been to the clock. Nobody's going on the rock. Oh, that's a light up above your head, the moon. How are you going to land on the light? But anyways, moving on. Are you in the ball camp? We don't talk about balls. Hey, we actually had a live stream yesterday. We broke the rules last time. And we allowed people to talk about shapes. And we were talking about, people were talking about sticking their triangle peg in somebody's hexagonal octagon. We were talking, man, we can't talk. We ban people for talking about, well, children, they want to talk about shapes and start playing with balls and stuff and, circles, and children, they're children. So this is an adult conversation. We don't do band camp or ball camp, and I don't care where you're sticking your flute and who's American Pie. You can keep your Peter Pan God to yourself there, Nimrod. Okay? So. So, anyways, it's quite ironic that people won't define anything that comes out of their face. They think God's in the sky. They think aliens are real, when alien isn't a physical entity. Alien is a word. It's a word. It means it's foreign. It doesn't exist in a physical. There's no physical alien. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Define the word idiot. You wouldn't be offended if you knew what the word idiot. So you have to be able to actually define what comes out of your face. So that's most people's issue. They got more issues than Rolling Stones magazine. Hope a donation helps. I don't see any donation, but that's all right. You can donate a comment. If you actually put something worth the chat, you can stay here and donate your time. You can't print time, can you? That's more value than money. What would you rather have, a bunch of money or an abundance of time? I mean, there's links in the description to CashApp and PayPal. There's super chats open if you want to, but there's no obligation. Time is something that you can't make. So thanks for your time. You can leave a donation by leaving the thumbs up. That's no cost to the ministry. Yes, YHWH. Good stuff. Somebody's actually spelling the name of my father, Yahweh, Bachim HaMashiach, Christ Jesus, Shiloh in the flesh. So, let's move here a little bit here, and we'll move back in a minute, and then you guys, I went to court today, and the attorney didn't show up. Yeah, appreciate it. And you don't have to like me at all. You don't. You can give me a thumbs down. I don't even know how that works anymore since, remember, let the bite in. You knew I was a snake before you let me in. 4 + 5 is 9. If you skip Joe Biden and you go to 4 + 7, you got President Blind 11. But remember, Biden, he let the bite in. Oh, he did. He let the bite in. He said, you knew I was a snake before you let me in. And he's like, hey, play poker so my buddies at, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and Moderna can still get rich. I think people are still doing that face diaper ritual. They are. It's a masquerade. I steal people from time to time, not as often, but I don't know. It's okay. They veiled Christ, so that's why it was always quite offending to me. They put a mask over his face after they hung him from a tree. And he formed a cross. He didn't carry a cross. Stupid. Stop telling people he hung on a cross. Nobody ever carried crosses. He warned you of idolatry and imagery, so we'll shoot it in that direction for a minute. Defend yourself. You can do that under the, I don't like America. I hate America. Not the people, but the country sucks. Terrible. You ever seen a country have 1,000 military bases in 180 countries? Not even Rome. Wait, Rome never died, huh? The Vatican. Ooh, it's just an extension of Rome. The deadly head wound and that was healed in Scripture. What do you know? They got Papa the Pope. So, who's your daddy? My son was born in Indiana, guys. You ever heard of Firestone tires? Not Firestone. These are Jewish tires. Not only do they stop on a dime, but they pick it up. Ooh, was it the Berenstein Bears or the Berenstain or Stein? Oh, there's such thing as a fake Jew, you know. It's physical. There is no physical Jew. So anybody's claiming to be a physical Jew is not a Jew. And that doesn't mean out in the middle of the desert. Those aren't Jews. That's Israel, and that's not Israel's a spiritual Israel under this testament. They're actually spiritual Jews. And it's a spiritual cross that he's telling you to take up. Remember, nobody was ever hung from a cross? Lebanon, boy, we are absolutely annihilating that country. I wish I could be in Lebanon with you to fuck America up. Oh, I'm going to get deported out of here now. Darn it. They're going to ship me to Alcatraz. Oh, alligator Alcatraz. Maybe they'll ship me over there to Venezuela. But no, we're destroying Lebanon. You guys have no idea. Hezbollah, what's going on over there in the desert. Americans are idiots. They don't have any idea what's going on outside their border. They think they're the good guy. Do you have any idea what happens if they shut the Strait of Hormuz, guys? You guys, they don't pay attention, Lebanon. They don't from here. And not everybody in Lebanon is a bad guy either. You guys need to pay attention to what's going on here. The whole world hates America. America's the bad guy outside the walls of America. They are. You ever been outside these walls of this country? We're not only inside this greatest wall ever. Oh wait, Trump never built that. Inside these border, where these walls you can have constitutional rights without it being a citizen, right? United States of Israel. So I'm not saying that we don't have problems. We created all these problems, guys. America creates these problems. Who do you think funded the Mujahideen? Oh, wait, it's not Mujahideen. It's Al-Qaeda. Oh, wait, it's not Al-Qaeda. It's ISIS. It's fuck off. They're paid mercenaries. We got the same things running around. It's called the state police. Fucking paid mercenaries. Deputy sheriffs. City fucking thug cops. Thin blue line. When I was a police pig officer, the definition of a gang was 6 or 8 or more, a heavily armed group of thugs all going around harassing, extorting the general public, all wearing the same color. Thin blue line much? Fucking thugs, guys. Road raiders. So we're the bully. So we got to be accountable, guys. We can't keep kicking everybody's ass for fucking 50 years with 1,000 or 50 plus years with 1,000 military bases forcing everybody and thinking they're going to come back and bite us in the ass. I don't care who the fuck they put at the helm, you know? I'm retired. Thank you there, Sturds. We have that talk about people, these, Americans that just sit all day hand cramped to the World of Warcraft or remote bitching about Mexicans coming off the border. And Mexicans quit coming across the border in the Obama administration. Other than Mexican, it was 80%. Nobody cares about all these Chinese coming in here, huh? All those Venezuelan prisons that they emptied out that they let here. Oh, now we got a problem with Iran, so we're just going to get the fucking people from Iran out of here. Well, guess what? They had turned American citizens and put them in the slave work camps during World War II because they were born here in America. Well, their parents were born in Japan, but they were born in America, so maybe they don't like your fucking parents, so they'll put you in slave labor. It's already happened, dumbasses. Everybody's saying, oh, Trump's going to build a wall, and it's going to keep all those stinky, pesky, Mexicans out of here. I'm like, they're going to lock your fucking asses up in here, and they ain't going to let you the fuck out. Everybody's like, you're crazy. Why do you always go to say the opposite of what everybody says, Tracy? I know, huh? I don't go with the flow. When the whole world's running off a fucking cliff, and the only one going in the other direction, guess what? They're going to call you batshit crazy, aren't they? Imagine that the whole world's running off a cliff, and you're the only one. Yeah! This guy's fucking man's nuts. Grab him. Keep your hands to yourself, remember? So, enough of this, people are going to only take this for so long, and they're not anymore. If you don't realize that's what Donald Trump has been brought into office to bankrupt this country, destroy it, and bring in the new system. Period. How many bankruptcies does he have? Well, are we blessed, Cole, by killing? How many children and women were killed in Operation Desert Storm, Desert Shield, Cole? I didn't say battle dress uniform men of fighting age, the finest of the men. How many women and children? Bless America. How many women and children lost in Operation Iraqi Freedom? Come on, Desert Storm, Desert Shield. This is when I served in the 90s. How many women and children lost their lives to war? Speak the fuck up, Cole, or get out of here, you pig. I'm not okay with women and children dying. Ever over war. Fuck that. Casualties of war, women and children. So this is bullshit. How about depleted fucking uranium? Those people are still fucking suffering from what we... Generations suffer for what we do over there in the desert. Do you know what the half shelf life of depleted uranium is? Yeah, generation after generation suffers because of our fucking bullshit. But hey, stand on the X and be free. You ain't free. You're the most free nation. We're the most creditor nation in 1973, and now we're the most debtor nation. Free? How come everybody's in debt? It's fucking almost $5 for a gallon of gas where I live. People die for rich people wars. That's right, the banksters. You give a man a gun, he'll rob a bank. You give a man a bank, and he'll rob the world. Rockefellers, Rothschilds. The lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. Oh, that's the wrong way. If you don't fly this flag in this direction, you're doing a disservice to this country right now. I'm a veteran, and I'm telling you that. Shut the fuck up, idiot. With your pride, don't type in capital letters. I know you want me to take drugs, Jim, just like you. This flag, if you don't fly this flag in this direction, you are absolutely doing this. You telling me this nation's not in distress right now? Thank you. Let's talk about Afghanistan. Yeah, we ain't won a war since World War II, Americans. You better be fucking... You're so confident that these fucking people can guard you and protect you. You go overseas, they kill the fucking innocent people. Most of the time, it isn't the top commanders that get taken out. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's the fucking 18 to 30. It's the finest the nation has to offer. And women and children. In Ukraine, they put their women in the meat grinder. They killed a whole Ukrainian generation. Gone. Gone. You understand? Then speak up, Marine. Speak up about these apostasies, atrocity. We shouldn't have bases outside. Are you a veteran? Do you read the text? It says no foreign entanglements. Remember, under the original Constitution, and now we got 1,000 fucking military bases in 180 countries. That's fucked up. We got people dying on the streets, veterans from all, not only the Corps, but I'm an Army veteran, and I don't like veterans. We're the swine. I didn't know. I was stupid. I joined the fucking delayed delayed entry program. Deco Elta Papa, okay? I joined the military at 17 years old, guys. I was young. It wasn't quite, I knew what I was doing, and it was voluntary, so there's no excuse. But what we have been doing is actually, Father under the Old Testament required war. Father did. He did. He said, have sex with your sister, be fruitful and multiply too, didn't he? But he required fee and blood of sacrifice and fine, right? And war. Remember, he loved heavens. The heavens was Israel. That's what the heavens are. Heavens are the ruling class. Earth is the ruled. If you're a veteran, that might, So there is a ruling class, and he loved his heavens. No nation, remember, no weapon formed against you will prosper. Your enemy will come against you one way, and they will flee 7 ways. If you love me. If you love me. And Israel loved him. They followed his 613 statutes, commandments in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, the first 5 books, the law, the Torah. Remember, he required war. Father required death. Take your son up to the altar and sacrifice him. Do you understand? Right? Not under this covenant. Can you have sex with your sister? Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Somebody broke into your house under the Old Testament and killed your brother. You could go sneak in his house and kill his brother. Correct? So are we under that covenant? No. He said, do not avenge yourself. Let vengeance be mine, saith the Lord. So we could defend our borders. We could have a National Guard. But I'm active duty, Army, regular Army, not National fucking Guard. We can defend our own borders. Somebody trying to come fuck with us. Imagine if we had 1,000 military bases in those 180 countries. We'd be the baddest motherfuckers ever. I don't want military on the streets. That's posse comitatus. Too fucking bad. They already repealed it. That means that these federal, like I work for the, not some weekend warrior, okay? Full-time, active duty. Those weapons, posse comitatus, that means those weapons are not to be used in a law enforcement capacity against the people. And guess what? They repealed that. Now they just put 700 fucking Marines on the streets in Los Angeles. You better wake the fuck up. They already repealed that. And like they killed the whole Ukrainian generation women, gone with the W tax dollar. These U.S. citizens think they're so fucking clean as a whistle, and because they got a good job. Well, guess what? They got blood on their fucking hands. They know what it's like to be a veteran. A little fucking get a little dirty here, huh? Yeah, they killed the whole Ukrainian generation. This is how ignorant fucking Americans are. Watch. If you're an American, you just have to deal with it. This is a fact, Jack. They filled out a W-2 tax dollar, and that killed the whole Ukrainian generation. The average fighting age in Ukraine is 43 years old. They put their fucking women in the meat grinder over there to war. And now they're drafting women in America. Too fucking late. They already passed that too. Why would they repeal posse comitatus and then open our draft if we get involved in one more fucking war, guys? They closed the Strait of Hormuz, and we get in another. We're done. They're going to draft women right the fuck out of this country. And don't think there ain't been a draft before in this country. There sure in the fuck has. Remember, the last war we won was World War II. Remember the draft in fucking Vietnam? We didn't win a war since World War II because we didn't win Vietnam. We pulled out Afghanistan. We didn't win over there in the desert, and they never defined any weapons of mass destruction. This is a bunch of bullshit. So you need to speak the fuck up, brothers and sisters. What we have done with 1,000 military bases, forcing every nation using our SWIFT system, our system, meaning we're mafia. We are fucking mafia. We're like, you're going to pay for oil, whether you like it or not. And if you don't fucking, we'll come bring our military against you. And that's why we have those fucking 1,000 military bases in under 80 countries. We'll drop some goddamn democracy bombs on you. We'll drop some of them freedom bombs on you. This is fucked, guys. Under this new covenant, he said, do not avenge yourselves. All those military should be on our borders. But we're fucked now because they pointed right at you. You waited too long to speak up. They killed the whole Ukrainian generation. Did you hear what I said? The American tax dollar is a mass murder and killed the Ukrainian generation with their tax dollars. They paid for it. They don't know it, but it doesn't make them not accountable. Oh, yeah. Guilty by association, huh? You hear what I'm telling you? And people don't think it can happen here in America. Either all the Ukrainian women have either fled the country or men or dead. There are not enough people in the fucking trenches over there. They're using drones over there now, brothers and sisters. You might wake the fuck up. That only took 3 years to do in Ukraine. And they could do it right here in this country too. Don't get so comfortable there, America. Your tax dollar went to Ukraine, and it also went over to Iran and Israel. Yeah, they were funding fucking Iran, and then they bombed the fuck out of them. How is it that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon, but Israel can? Fuck America. That's why. How come Russia can have nuclear weapons, but fucking Iran can't? Because fuck America. That's why. How come fucking Pakistan can have nuclear fucking weapons, but Iran can't? Because fuck America is why. We've been going around like mafia, guys, forcing everybody since 1973, repricing all oil with the U.S. dollar. Not gold anymore. Nope, there's no gold in Fort Knox. Shut the fuck up. They never did audit Fort Knox, did they? Like they never did audit the fucking Fed. Instead, you thought you're going to get the greatest wall, but you got the greatest warp speed jab ever, huh? Yes, you did. Too many of them boosters, maybe too much tap water, maybe you, I don't know, you've been fluoridated. Burn those flags. Burn every American flag, shit on it, wipe your ass with this flag. This nation is an apostasy corporation, and until they return this to gold and silver, I rebuke this nation. I'm a veteran. You didn't tell me to take a fucking oath to the Constitution and me not stand up for it. Wipe your ass with these flags. This country is a disgusting, like diarrhea that runs in the genes, baby. And then burn that son of a bitch. I didn't take an oath to no stupid fucking country. I took an oath to the Constitution and not no stupid fucking flag. Go wave your stupid red flag somewhere else. Fucking idiot, your false flag. Yeah, I don't take an oath to a flag. I took an oath to the right of the people. Oh, I'm a traitor because I say, oh, you're so fucking You think a flag's gonna fucking save you when they're dropping bombs in your backyard, when they're using goddamn weather weapons against you? Look what the fuck they just did in Texas. Grow the fuck up. Get out of here. Go ahead and report me to the federal government. Start with the Department of Justice. That's the highest fucking one office below the president. Why don't skip the fucking FBI? They're low man on the totem pole, asshole. They're all fucking armed. Send them out here. They already sent 30 men with armed fucking state police out here with the Lake County. They couldn't kill me. You think you're gonna kill? I'm a fucking veteran. I'm still standing here. Sometimes a hero, yeah, will fucking duck. You gotta live to fight another day, motherfucker. Yeah, you're gonna come against a veteran for speaking the fuck up. Yeah, see, they're okay. This person wants me to go to Mexico, but they're not accountable for those dead women and children in Ukraine. Yeah, women too. Oh, children. Yeah, they send the women in the meat grinder over there. But this dumb fucking American probably sit there, doesn't even remember that veterans like myself wore a mask, so he didn't fucking have to wear one, but I'm sure he did. I'm sure the fuck he did. Put his face diaper on, act like a fucking child. That's a free country, huh? That's what veterans go do, horrible things to people in other countries so you can stand on a fucking X, close your business, flatten the fucking curb. You can flatten your fucking ass right out of there, steamrolled right ass through you, huh? No, nobody's angry, dumbass. This is called fucking passion, dumbass. There's a difference. I have a passion for people, actually, the rights being trampled on. So pound sand, you can get the fuck out of here. In any other country, I'm American. As soon as I can leave the country, I'm out of here, by the way. So kiss my ass. I'm trying. I'm working on it. So get out of here, drug pusher. James, what's your drug of choice? Obviously, it was the jab, huh? The #1 drug dealer on the planet. Don't worry about some fucking dude selling something on the side of the street. This guy's not even worried about the fucking #1 drug dealer on the planet, Donald Trump. Who created the Pfizer jab? He's the king of the jab. That outpaced any real estate deal. That's right. There is a single kingpin mafia of fucking Donald Trump. And I don't do politics. Fuck Joe Biden. Two cheeks to the same hole. They trade lightsabers in their ice holes. In case you ain't figured it out, they're both EpiPen Island boys. Remember, Stinky Muskrat said Trump was. Yes, he did, and everybody forgot about it. Yes, they did. Yeah, he's a stinky island boy. Remember, trading lightsabers and the children, touching 3 children. Oh, wait, hold on. 3 steel buildings with 2 airplanes, and they're still touching children at the airport. And that's why I'm going to, until they throw me in the fucking dirt, I don't care what they do to me. That's why I'm going to stand up. Since 9/11, I've been standing up before 9/11. Fuck yeah, I have. I'll try to tell you in 2004, not long after that, if you let them take away all your supersize, they'll take away all your fucking rights, and look at you now. Haha. Stand on the X. Take your little face diaper ritual, huh? Maybe you need some more teepee rituals. Better go run to get some more teepee for your bunghole for somebody sees you getting an extra roll, and they might shut the whole fucking store off, and they can't even buy that because that's not fucking, no, that's not, right? Do those in the same pants. For a clip. 2 pair of pants. That's a good one, right? Oh, whatever, guys. You can do whatever you want, but this station has gone around since 1973 and forced every fucking nation to pay for oil with the U.S. dollar, and then we take the tax dollars and we go fund the fucking 1,000 military bases in 180 countries in war. As it's $5 for a fucking gallon of gas. Eggs went up to $12 a fucking dozen. Children dying on the streets of this country. Veterans dying on the street. Citizens dying, but we're going to send all this money overseas. Shut the fuck up, you proud Americans. Get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up. Start holding yourself accountable. We can't do this for 50 plus years, and eventually it won't come back to bite us in the ass. I'm a veteran. I took an oath to the Constitution. It says if you see something fucking wrong, you speak up. You don't. Remember the book of Psalms? It says the only thing it takes for evil to flourish is for good men to stand around and do nothing. That's you. You're the silent majority. You're going to go down in history as the majority. Or if you open your mouth, you say something fucking stupid. You can actually be producing in a time where they're literally, the #1 fucking drug dealers on the planet are the fucking governments, the #1 killers on this planet. There's a hominoid species, an invasive planet, right? If you want to call that, right? On this rock that we walk. And guess what? It's called the governments. With all their jabs and all their, who created the fucking jab? The government, right? Mr. Warp Speed and all, he was serving the government. And all the governments did it. Stand up. Was there any nation that didn't stand on the X, flatten the curve, go inside? No. Everybody waiting for a one world government, and everybody was lockstep by a one world governance. It's already happened, dumbass. You've been waiting. If you're one of these people, and don't listen to anybody, brothers and sisters. The U.S. government is just a corporation. That's right, Robert. It is a corporation, and it is merchandise. Lord save us. No, listen, Hodge, you got to endure to the end to be saved. Nothing in Scripture says MAGA, great again, prosperity, peace. That's actually false teaching. We are in what is called sorrows, and we have just begun to hit the waves, okay? There will be wars. There's always been wars. Remember, eye for an eye. There'll be pestilence and famine. There'll be earthquakes in diverse places. This is not the end, but this is the beginning of sorrows, which means sorrows is like a woman in travail, in pain, labor. I got any ladies in here? Ever had a child? Remember how that labor works? Comes on slow, gets a little more intense, pulls back, comes on a little bit. It's like a rocking. That's what people get rocked the fuck to sleep. They do. They think it's over, and then they go right to sleep, and the next wave comes on. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we should be expecting. Intensity, tabernacles, baby. Wandering Jews in the desert, intense. Get it? Intense. Intense. Get it? Wandering Jews in the desert, tabernacles. That's only for my people who read the Scripture. But anyways, maybe one of you got that. So it should increase in intensity, okay? Get it? Tent city? No. All right, you guys, you're going to go in your work camps is what you're going to do, just like they did during World War II. Bam. Debt slaves, and I guarantee you there's 77, and every one of you, we'll say 70, you're going to go in these Walmart work camps, just like they did during World War II. They already did this. Remember, they didn't like that your parents were born in another country, and they put you in a fucking work camp, and you work for this corporation. Executive Order 11004 allows the Federal Emergency Management Agency to relocate whole communities and put you in these 15-millimeter bubble cities because they got all kinds of plans for you guys. So you will. You don't have the way out of the system until you make your own power, solar, wind, have a shelter away from fucking hailstones, the weight of a talon. Maybe they're just dropping shit out of the sky because they love making people think shit's in the sky. Yes, EMS Life, they're the ones who funded that No Kings protest. I told you I'm not going to, you weren't here for the channel. You just started recently coming in. Guys, I've done all of this, the decode. Look, here, I'll give you a shot. Here's where you're going. Let me show you your bubble cap. This is where you guys are going. You guys will love it. You guys will love it because you guys love your bubble trouble. You ever stand on the X, go inside. Whoa, what did I just do? I just opened my screen up like I've never seen before. That was a trip. Hold on. I'll show you your little Walmart work camps. And I'll be the crazy guy until it happens. Then guess what? I won't be crazy like Noah. You'll be on the other side of the door, and I will not. So you go and you tell me which side of the door you think you should be on. So, see this over here to the right? Over here to the right-hand side of this screen, there's that bubble camp over there. And this is this golden dome that Donald McNugget, he said he's going to build the greatest wall, and he's going to put you in these millimeter wall camps. They already did this. You think I'm fucking nuts, but they're doing this 1945 ritual already. This is what happened during World War II, brother, sister. You don't think something like this could happen in this country, but they've already done this once. They literally took U.S. citizens off the fucking streets of this country and fucking made them work as slaves. Oh, our government would never do that. I love the government. I'm a government bootlicker. I know 40% of the U.S. populace works for the government. Remember, 1,000 military bases, 180 countries, private contractors. Remember, congressmen said, state, federal. Yeah, 40% of the U.S. populace works for the government. Yep, this is a government. Do you see that little government symbol down there below? They're laughing at and mocking you. They are. Look at that. Isn't that the government symbol right there? This corporation called the government, as we were speaking of earlier, where your tax dollars go to kill Ukrainians, to send money to Israel and Iran, right? Israel and Iran. So you don't think it'll happen, but listen, this isn't called prophecy. There's no such thing as prophets. I'm telling you, they've already done this. They've already done this once. So what would make them not do it again? There it is. See, I've been talking about, you guys, is a straw. This is a straw man over here. Look at this. This is the American. See, this is the American citizen. Over for your government. You're working for your government. You're going to work for the government. This is what they're showing you guys. This is your straw man. You are a straw man. You are a straw man. And that's your merchant number. You have a number attached to you by birth. And if you follow the yellow brick road, like in the Wizard of Oz, because of the wonderful things he does, Mr. Speed said it with his golden age. When we're in the age of clay, we're not in the golden age. That age is already. Yeah, they don't want you to know this. Follow this back out. Ah, they're crushing us. That's all right. You'll see it leads to you, the straw man. You're the American citizen, and they're going to put you in this FEMA work. Were passed during the during the 44th administration, where he passed 923 executive orders. If you'd like to see the video, it's on Truth Viral Television. I did that 10 years ago. Go look up Truth Viral. It's going to be the oldest Truth Viral Television on YouTube. It's about a 10-year-old channel. Yeah, they don't want you to see this stuff, guys. But this is going to happen. They already did this once, guys. They're doing this 1945 ritual where the 7th king is being revealed as the 8th king. No, Fernando. No. Fuck a piece of paper. If you're a goddamn criminal, Fernando, then yeah, get you the fuck out of here. Okay? If you committed a murder or, a rape or something, yeah, get them the fuck out of here. But they're not taking people out of here, Fernando. They're taking motherfuckers that have been here for 20 and 30 years. Women that have fucking children. Where are they going to go? I want to know. Not with the criminal record. That's not what's going on. Thanks for speaking the fuck up. I wouldn't. I don't give a fuck. Most of my friends were Latino. And there are people who, used the process of using, like back at Ellis Island, that came here and sought out getting a green card. Right? Going through the process, becoming a naturalization and they're not happy about these fucking people in the last administration and this one and the one before that were getting paid the fuck to come here. Like, dude, I came here the right way. I went through the process. So I have many Latino friends, and it's not Latinos that have been coming across the border since the 44th administration. It was 80% other than Mexicans. And Mexican doesn't mean Latino. Don't call a fucking Salvadorian Mexican. They'll tell you they're not a Mexican. Don't call an Ecuadorian Mexican. They'll tell you I'm not to call a Mexican because they are proud to be a Mexican. That's like trying to call a redneck. You're like, you're motherfucking right, I am. I have it on I got it on my over my windshield. Redneck. Damn proud to be a redneck, boys. So, quit using Jesus as an excuse, Fernando. Hey, Jim, what the fuck are you talking about? If Jesus crossed the border legally? Yeah, because he was charitable. He came through the matrix, Mark. Okay, he didn't come into the matrix. So, Fernando brings up a point. You guys, they've been letting people come across the border since I was a fucking child, okay? I grew up on the goddamn border, okay? I grew up in the concrete jungle. Again, most of my friends were Latino, Hispanic. And so I don't give a fuck. If they have a piece of fucking paper, you're a bootlicker. If you think people should be kicked out of the country right now because they came here illegally without a piece of paper and don't have a record, get out of my channel. I want to see at least half of you motherfuckers. I know you're a bunch of bootlickers. Get the fuck out of here. Who gives a fuck about a piece of paper? These people come across this border and assimilated. Not like what's going on over there in fucking Europe where they're Muslims and they do not fucking assimilate. This is the nation of immigrants. God damn it. Keeping out fucking immigrants. That's the stupidest fucking thing I think I've ever heard. Seriously, wake the fuck up, guys. They're taking people off the streets that have been here for 30 plus fucking years. Jobs are being shut the fuck down. Businesses are being shut down, shuttered because their fucking workforce. Yes, some of them are. There are many people who come here, brothers, sisters, and pay Social Security and fucking taxes the day they get here. Most of them do. Get a fucking job, get a fucking house, pay taxes on that, pay taxes on their gas, get a cell phone, pay taxes on that, and this dirty fucking American's gonna sit there all pissed off. Goddamn Mexicans coming across my border, fucking hand cramped to the goddamn remote playing World of Warcraft all day, Call of Duty, or fucking collecting a fucking benefit. Yeah, dirty fucking Mexicans, as if they be in there feeding them the fucking food on their table, and they're sending back money to familia, to Mima, right? When would you send any money to your fucking grandma? No, I got a new beta game. Ha ha ha. Right? These are fucking people. So definitely use Jesus as a reference. Are you being Christ-like? So do you think that people should get kicked out of here because they don't have a piece of paper? Now listen, if they're a criminal, which they were shipping, they cleared the goddamn Venezuelans' printers out and shipped them the fuck over here and paid them to come here. At the border, they were giving them credit cards, tickets, and a goddamn iPhone, and the tickets to go wherever they wanted in the U.S. They did this for fucking, not just this administration, but the last one. This is a setup. And I was talking about it. If you don't believe me, go look at my Truth Viral Television, where I was talking about over the OTM, other than Mexican, are coming across the border. That's what I'm saying. They're good people. These are fucking people, man. Who gives a fuck if they got a piece of paper? You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck if they got a piece of paper? Fuck all that bullshit, you bootlicking motherfucker. You don't have to have goddamn citizenship in this country under the rights of the Constitution. Fuck you. I took a note to the Constitution. Fuck you. Do you hear me? You don't have to have citizenship. You are within the confines of these walls. You have fucking rights under the Constitution. Fuck you. You don't know the Constitution. Yeah, they were shipping them in here. And let's stop talking about Mexicans, because remember, Mexicans aren't coming across the border. But that's the flags they were waving in L.A. I was like, this is the stupidest fucking thing I think I've ever seen. There's not even Mexicans coming across the border, and they're waving Mexican flags. 80% are other than Mexican. No, they're not taking Mexican. They're not taking Mexican, they're taking criminals. No, shut the fuck up, Legacy Builders Corporation. You're a dumb fuck, you know that? You're a fucking piece of shit, fucking lying fucking demon. Because there's people in here I know that have fucking businesses, that have people that are here that have no goddamn criminal record, that are being taken for their businesses, you dumb fuck. Imagine being in this country for 30 fucking years and you lost your ties back to your main country and they send you back there with nowhere to go. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. I care about people. Go fuck yourself. Look at what we're talking about in here, Perez. Look at what we're actually, you can't do a little cursing. Get the fuck out of here. They're not just taking criminals, you fucking dumbasses. You ain't fucking seen shit. You don't have anybody who has family. Businesses are being shut the fuck down. Their businesses and people that have been there for 20 and 30 years, just regular fucking people, got families. I seen ladies with fucking children being thrown into fucking white vans. Dudes covering their goddamn faces with no fucking markings. This could get sick, brothers and sisters. No, I do know what I'm talking about, Chow. I didn't say they're not taking criminals off the street, but they're also taking other motherfuckers, and you don't want to talk about that, huh? Are you with this stupid fucking MAGA crowd? You think this is okay? These are people, you dumb motherfucker. I took a note to the Constitution. I'm going to speak the fuck up. When I see something evil, I fucking bark. So if you don't like it, get the fuck out of here. One race, the human race. Man and woman. I don't hear your bullshit. I don't see color. I'm a fucking Army veteran. You think when somebody tried to split my wig, shoot my fucking head off, that I care about the melanin in this man's skin or the shape of his eyes? You're a fucking racist pig. I was born in the concrete jungle, Los Angeles, California. Born on the hill in the city of messengers, Los Angeles. No wonder I'm a messenger, huh? I'm an angel. If you knew what an angel was, even to define what a fucking angel was, you'd be able to look. You're looking at an angel. Ah! Fuck off. Get out of here. I watched friends in the streets grow up or some stupid fucking rag overnight to become mortal fucking enemies. Yeah, Democrat, Republican, blood, yeah. Overnight. Went to elementary school. junior high school, they give them a fucking rag, give them the, hey, NWA, turn mortal enemies overnight. So, anyways, this is bullshit. This is a fucking bullshit. We have displaced all these fucking people in these other countries, and then we make their fucking dollar worth nothing. We go over there when we instill central banks and rob their fucking resources so that our dollar is more valuable, and no wonder they fucking come here. Because we force everybody to pay with it for the fucking dollar. But if you've been focusing, you know, people used to come over here with women and children and strollers, and under the last 2-3 administrations, that started to slow down where it was nothing but fighting age men. And fuck talking about, you know, Mexicans. How about these Chinese that have been coming here? Nobody wants to talk about them, huh? Other than Mexican means not Mexicans, guys. That's how ignorant most Americans are. And now they're taking, remember, well, Iran is fucking in the news now, so we're going to take Iranians out in here. Right? If you're about the Constitution, you must know it is made illegal, especially because we are a welfare state. No, see, get out of here. Xavier, get out of here, you puke. Okay, we're going to do this right now because I'm gonna put all these motherfuckers on blast. If you think people who don't have a criminal record came over this border and you think that's fucking illegal, that didn't have a fucking piece of paper, and you think without a fucking record, they don't have a criminal record, that they should be shipped the fuck out of this country. I don't care if they came over yesterday. They shipped these fuckers in here, and I can prove it over and over again. So if they don't have a fucking record, I don't care which country they're from. I don't care which country they're from. Put a 1 in the chat if you think people should be shipped out of this country. Show the whole world you think these people should be shipped out of the country because they don't have a fucking piece of paper. 1 in the chat. As a matter of fact, I'm going to moderate all 112 of you out of here. So you're out of here. Sick fuck. Show your fucking true colors. Good. Let's get all you dumb motherfuckers out of here. No record, guys. No record. Not a fucking piece of paper. This is a bootlicker. So let's get all these bootlickers out of here because I don't hang out with bootlickers. These people don't even realize you have rights in this country. You don't have to have fucking citizenship. So that's why I took note to the Constitution. So let me get rid of all these fucking swine people who don't treat people like fucking human beings. Well, it's going to be a while here. Hold on, guys. I'm going to get them all out of here. We're going to ban everybody that's in here with a 1. Never let them come back. They don't fucking care about people. Not at all. They don't care about people. People are fucking human beings. All right, nobody else? You have enough balls to put it in there? I don't care if they have a piece of paper, you motherfucker. I said if they've committed a fucking crime, like rape. I'm not talking about a ticket or some stupid shit like that. I'm talking about rape or murder, fucking armed robbery. Get them the fuck out of here then, right? That's not saying that. I'm saying if they don't have a record and they came here without a fucking piece of paper. So you can see who has no fucking heart at all, brothers and sisters. But don't worry, I'm getting them out here. I ain't going to fucking keep these fucking people in. I don't fucking want nobody to be around anybody who thinks that somebody's got to have a fucking piece of paper. You're going to have to ask permission to fucking build on your goddamn property that you own. This is the problem with this fucking country. We're supposed to be free, and you got dumb motherfuckers like this. Don't care about people at all. Don't give a fuck about nobody. Illegal is illegal, so we'll get you the fuck out of here for that. Bootlickers. Of course, illegals need to go. See ya. We're going to see who has any idea what the fuck, what U.S. citizens have been deported. ICE audits confirm, yet MAGA clings to the delusion. Alligator Act tries to prove fantasy matters more. Thank you. No, hey, look, guys, they interned American citizens already, guys, once in this country. Yep, Patty's a fucking bootlicking biatch. So Patty's out of here. Yeah, bro's pixelated. He's worried about what we see, so we'll take him because he's not listening. All right, we're narrowing it down. All these fucking swine. He said don't sup with swine, brothers, sisters. We're not supposed to sup with swine. Low energy. People are low energy like that. They think people are fucking people. Like I said, I'm a United States Army veteran. I don't give a fuck how much melanin that's in this man's skin or the shape of his eyes. God didn't create but one race, the human race, and these people don't act like fucking human beings. Not at all. They don't act like humans. They have no fucking humanity. I don't want to be around people like that. Fuck no, that's a viper. That's a viper, straight up viper. So we don't do Edomites in here alone. We're not under some fucking Hebrew Israelite street preaching people that are from the tribe of Ham and trying to be claimed from the tribe of Judah. Now that's a bunch of dumbass idiots, huh? Those dumbass street preaching Hebrew Israelites, although they know the Old Testament quite well. They ripped Christ right down from the tree, huh? Oh, who's your dad's an Edomite? Did you know that he fulfilled both the Jews and the Gentiles, man and woman? Jew and Gentile, good and evil, man and woman. So, all right, good stuff. No, you guys are exposed some of those people. So, let's go back to this. They're going to, you guys, if we get in what the hell did he say? Jesus, according to MAGA, is woke. What the hell does that mean, PS? What does that mean? That's some stupid shit right there. I think I've seen about... Are you stuck on dumb for a second here? Hold on, wait a minute. I think we got somebody stuck on dumb. Somebody said MAGA in here. MAGA is the high priest of the state church. MAGA is the high priest of the Satan church. MAGA. Wow, imagine that. Huh. Warp speed, huh? So, anyways, yeah, what do we got going? Oh, it's dinner time for the puppy. Somebody keeps asking what's for dinner. No, it's time to feed my puppy dogs. What are you doing, boy? You come say hi? You come steal the show? Come here and steal the show. Come steal the show. Come steal the show. I love this boy. I love this guy. Mexican Americans are the ones that fight more this country. What do you mean by that, Legacy? That's not true. I don't know what that means. All right. It's now. Take a pause for the cause. Yes, we'll. Huh? Mr. Fads. Are you going to be crazy? Are you going to be crazy, boy? Are you going to be crazy? You going to get all crazy? Get all crazy. Oh, he's crazy dog. Oh, he's going bananas. He's a dingo boy. He's a dingo boy. He's a dingo boy. P.S. Stay in here. Don't go anywhere. I got some of your Nazi Jesus over here. There's some of your Nazi Jesus there, P.S. There's some of your Nazi Jesus. Yeah, your cracker Jesus, birthed in the middle of the winter. Yep, your Nimrod Jesus. Let me see your Decami. Oh, everybody get your 9/11 Jesus. Yeah, everybody Jesus is birthed on 9/11. You guys are fucking idiots. You are absolute retards. You've been fucking restrained and you have just been shoved down like an orifice, a little tiny hole. I'm serious. Like getting a rock or something. There you go, P.S. You wouldn't know your ass. You wouldn't know it from a hole in the ground, and they're doing it to you. Guarantee, P.S., you're going to go into one of these FEMA work camps because you're too fucking stupid to listen. You are. Enjoy your Baphomet, you little transgender Jesus. The one, let me see that titty Jesus. What do you know? I got old wheel world worship right there on the board where I do all my teaching, huh? Are you on the ball? Which part of the ball are you on? Are you in the equator? Are you standing like that on the equator? Are you in your ball? Oh, 923, there it is. That's their next, they're doing this right now, just in case you know.
They're doing this right now. They're doing this. It's not the date of 923. It's the 923 executive orders that allows them an executive 11004 to relocate whole communities and to put you into work camps. Look at this, guys. So which part of the ball are you on? Are you standing like this on the ball here? So if you're in South America, are you standing on the ball like this? If this guy's army, then that explains why we haven't won the war. Oh, okay, there you go. If that's what you think there, dumbass, because somebody's actually pointing out the truth. That's why we haven't won a fucking war, because you don't agree with me. That's real fucking smart there, Ziff. Everybody agree with Ziff? Does everybody agree with Ziff? That's why we've lost all our wars, because of veterans like me. No, it's not 922. You're a fucking idiot. It's not a date. It's the executive order under these 923 executive orders that allows them to relocate whole communities and put you into work camps. Well, half a bubble is a Super Bowl, right? Like a Super Bowl, like a stinky muskrat, as above, so is below. So, where are you on the ball? So are you on the ball down here? So if you're standing on the ball down in South America down here, is this the way you stand on the ball? And if you're on the ball on the equator, I'm going to move to the equator and buy another property in Ecuador and move there because it's a constitutional republic. And this is not a constitutional. Will I be standing sideways in Ecuador? And I am here in the Northern Hemisphere, so I know that I'm standing upright, right? Okay, anyways, enough of this little ball camp shit. We're just being silly, guys. You ain't going to work camp? Well, Kelly, I hope you have a way out of the system. Please have a way out of the system. Get out of the cities. They're going to need to be able to use millimeter wave, paddle technology to smack you like a child. They will. They will. I've studied it. It's Hall current technology. It can be used, but it is very similar, not like a satellite technology. It's more like 5G whiz. Like a paddle, it has to be in a grid. So, but they'll be able to use that to inflate and make a bubble out of an invisible bubble. It's an invisible bubble. You understand? It's a millimeter wave wall. When Donald Trump was talking about building the wall, he never did build the wall, correct? No, he didn't. He was talking about building the millimeter wave wall, his greatest city, right? 15-minute cities. Work camps. He's telling everybody what he's going to do, but people are too fucking ignorant. Like MAGA's the high priest of the Satan Church, and nobody wants to listen. That's how fucking stupid Trump supporters are. Remember, I'm going to put Hillary Clinton in jail, and she sat at his fucking inaugural dinner. He made how many hundreds of millions of dollars for Hillary for prison? I've done marketing. I that was part of my, college. In college was marketing and media, and so swag. You know what that is? Not swag like you just rolled up some brown frown from downtown. Sticks and shit. If I do, somebody bleed. No, right? No, buttons, banners, t-shirts, websites, silk screening, all that. Hundreds of millions of dollars with Alex Jones. Remember? Hillary for prison. Lock her up. Then she sat at his inaugural dinner. So if you want to see a stupid fucking idiot, look at a Trump supporter. You're that fucking dumb. And then he praised the Clintons. That's how fucking stupid this society is. You'll look back, it might take 100 years to get away from this, but they'll look back and say the stupidest fucking, it wasn't those Biden supporters, it was only like 3 or 4 of them. It was all these fucking 81 million people who voted for him during the skip Joe Biden administration. Well, 4 plus 5 is 9, 4 plus 7 is 11, President 9/11, they couldn't even see it, blind as a bat, that he had his house decorated with Satan. The angel of Revelation 9 and 11. The abyss. Hell, no knowledge. See? They're fucking they're in their own abyss already. They're in their own abyss already. Hell isn't a place. Hell isn't below your feet. Hell is no knowledge. That's exactly what hell is. The hell isn't a place. You guys, and listen, now I know this sounds crazy. I'm going to feed my dogs after that. You remember this generation they're the children. They call them the trophy generation. meaning they can't lose. They give these kids a fucking trophy whether they win or lose. You need to get your ass kicked. If you ever played sports and you're the best one out there and you're an all-star, I played a lot of all-star growing up because I was pretty good at sports, but it was good to get my ass kicked. Even in, like, you know, putting these mitts up, you know, like getting your butt kicked, you learn not to be stupid, and maybe it's just open up your mouth, so you learn not just to fight to begin with, but if you get a couple scraps, you learn, hey, don't do that. That happened. You know, you learn from your, you know, these children are being taught with this entitlement generation because they can't lose. And that breeds that entitlement generation, if you will. Yes, it does. This has been going on long enough now. We're seeing the results of what it fucking does to sit there and never fucking let somebody lose and make them thinking that they're just special and they're a snowflake, and each one of them, it doesn't. So I take you back to modern society. Ask these dumbass fucking Trump ignorant fucking pukes, and I hate Biden, okay, by the way, too. So I don't like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like that fucking, they can't talk about anything that Donald Trump does that's bad. Now, if I said oh, you like Biden? Right? Well, if I say I don't like something about Biden, they're like, oh, you like Trump? If they're a Biden supporter. So these fucking, and now fuck the Biden supporters. I told you there's just a handful of them, right? If you think 81 million people voted for Joe Biden, you're an idiot. Get out of here. Don't ever come back again. Okay, seriously. Trump let people standing out in the goddamn cold, selling out fucking sports arenas, people getting fucking hypothermia. Okay? And this dude couldn't even come out of his fucking basement, remember? To campaign. That kind of like sound like that shit during the Hillary thing. She couldn't have filled up a goddamn gymnasium, and he was still selling out fucking sports arenas. Boom. Fuck Donald Trump and fuck Joe Biden. But if you notice, they're the same thing. They were the same thing, brothers, sisters, same thing. These fucking Trump supporters are just like these kids. They all I do is win, win, win. Man, I get so tired of winning all the time. That's a fucking Trump supporter, guys. They can't lose. It's like alcoholism, brothers, sisters. If you don't admit that you have a fucking problem, that's why the State of the Union is exactly like it is, because everybody in America thinks nothing's wrong with this fucking country, and it's in fucking shambles. The goddamn infrastructure is crumbling. Go to another country. There's way better countries than America. Way better infrastructure, way better healthcare, way better cost of living. And I'm working on getting my ass out for you dumb fucks that are putting it in here right now to get out. Go fuck yourself. I took an oath to the Constitution. I can go outside the borders and still serve your dumb asses. Don't fucking give a fuck about your fellow citizens like these dumb fucks that put one in here earlier. Seriously. Come on, man. Think about this. We all got to be on this fucking rock together. So burn that flag, Don. You ever put that flag in that chat again, I'll permanently ban you from this chat. Don't you ever fly a fucking flag in this chat ever again. You hear me? I'm serious. I rebuke the American flag. It's fucking stupid. I didn't take a note to no flag. I took a note to the right of the people, not freedom. Dum. Oh, stand on the fucking X, wear a face diaper. That sounds real free to me. Okay, cool. I gotta let everybody know. So, I've even threatened my own moderators that they're fucking, I'll permanently ban you, motherfucker. Don't be bringing that flag waving in here. So, whatever, we got to hold ourselves to a standard, guys. Come on, who cares about a flag, dude? What about each other here? You know, we all got to be on this rock, dude. They let all these people come in this country for how many years, and now they're just kicking people out of here, guys. You know what I'm saying? Gee, I've had people invite me to over to Russia, but I wouldn't go to Russia because he won't let you, people like me, I can't make it over there. I can't do this in Russia. I like Russia. Their food is amazing. They get people. It is communist country, whether people like it or not. It is, but I serve the Constitution. Doesn't support the very flag that the flag doesn't represent the Constitution. You idiot. You fucking dumbass prick. Fuck the flag. Does the flag have anything to do with fucking dropping fucking bombs on other countries and 180 fucking, all 180 and 1,000 military bases? Fuck the flag. I shit on the flag. I'd fucking wipe my ass with, I wish I had just every flag and I could just use it for toilet paper for the rest of my life. Fuck yeah. Fuck the flag. Burn on it. Shit on it. Fucking sit on it, drag it, rake it. Fuck the flag. I don't take an oath that I don't worship a flag. I don't worship a country. I didn't take an oath to a flag. I didn't even take an oath to a country. I took an oath to a God-given right of the people. Listen to this. It represents the creation of reading comprehension. It is important you bird brain laughing my fucking ass off. Does anybody agree with this? It represents creation of it reading comprehension is important. It represents the creation. Fuck the creation. Father's the creator, you idiot. You're a fucking demon. You're a liar. You know that? Father creates all things. So there's no such thing as man-made. It doesn't represent the creation. If it represented the fucking creation, oh, well then why are we fucking a corporation, you dumb fuck? Oh, hold on. Here, let's go to this fucking idiot. We're going to make this shaman or this fucking idiot. I can't, you guys fucking, these people are lost in space. Watch this idiot. You want to give you the real flag of this fucking nation? Oh, I got to take this call. Yep, I got to take this call. Love you guys. I might be back, but I got to take this call. It's an important call.